We're back. Thanks versus Davis. 2 times in 1 week. You'll see us again very soon. We got a lot going on. This episode was originally supposed to be the 2026 movie preview, but we're waiting on special guests. Someone we would make time for. He's on the list of people we'd make time for anytime they'd say, "Hey, what y'all doing?" I'd say it'd be him, his tag team partner, Eve, Cody. If Dot had a filter, he could probably come on. Even though I don't blame Dot for not having a filter, but I just know he trusts himself behind a paywall instead of out in the open. Um,
Right.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean that the idea of like saying what you want to say because like you and Amp have been saying apparently is you never know who's listening, which I'll give you all credit for that because you never do know who's listening. Yeah, if someone at my job were to come up to me and say I heard what you said, I'd be like, "What do you mean?" Like
How do you feel when you went back to work? Did they welcome you like a hero, or what did they do?
people were shocked I was back already. Um,
You hit the
Again, for
Eric
y'all that don't
Bischoff?
know, I'm back and better than ever. Got a name. No. I showed up. I, Eric Bischoff, for some reason, his go-to move is to have the jet black hair, shave it all off, show his natural gray hair, debut in a new company, have the jet black hair again, get it shaved off a second time, show his natural gray hair, goes to TNA. This time it's not dyed, but he's got a full head of hair, full head of gray hair, and now he just rocks the short buzz great. But Eric Bischoff, yeah, I don't know why he ran. Maybe Vince was like, because they always say Vince was self conscious about stuff like that, like no gray hair, don't want you looking older, blah blah blah. So he made him dye, or maybe it was Bischoff too of his ego. But I bet it was more of a Vince thing of like, pal, if you're gonna work for me, you can't look like that.
It's probably the George Michael thing too. When George Michael got older, obviously he went home for shaving the
I don't
head.
think George Michael, because this is back to back episodes talking about George
I
Michael and his
know.
great head of hair. When George Michael shaved off his head, I think it was just more of like maybe at that age he didn't want to maintain it, and I think he was obviously associated with that look for a long time. Because George Michael's whole thing was like almost every album he kind of wanted to rebrand as someone
Yeah,
new. Like obviously when Wham broke up, he became the Faith guy with the which was still kind of him and his Wham look, and then after Faith when he does Freedom 90, that's the whole point of Freedom 90 is him like the faith guy. That guy's done. He treated it like he was a gimmick, like he was Chris Jericho. Like, when Chris Jericho came back with the short hair and the long pants, but then he went to the trunks and started wearing the suits. He treated it like, how you should. Like, you got to you change your look for every album, kind of what The Weeknd was doing for a little bit. But, yeah, George Michael, I think he was just that thing of like, it's just shorter hair. It's easy. It's easy, mate.
yeah. I mean, because obviously, I got a short amount of hair. I don't shave my head anymore because it's not necessary. I'm like, I don't have the UFO. I got a little ET, but it's growing back because the stuff I put in my hair. But now it's kind of like I don't need to, go full shave with it.
I think the way the hair transplants have gone too, you can tell the way it grows back around, and the guys that have it are trying to do a good job of maintaining. Like obviously Mark Wahlberg, Tom Brady, John Cena, guys that felt they were either gonna have a good amount of hair for a long time, but I think they were just so worried. Like, let's not get to the point where or 10 years from now, I got to do something. Um, but hair is always tricky. I mean, you could see some guys have like again, Matt Damon has always stuck with that short, crew cut hairstyle since the Bourne movies. I mean, he had the '90s Good Will Hunting hair for a decent amount of films, but then he started going to that, superhero short haircut, and it just carried on for the rest of his career.
Right. Are we waiting to talk about the movie that just came out for the
Did you watch it?
2026? I haven't watched it yet. I was gonna watch it this morning, but then I started watching this Vietnam documentary on Netflix.
No, we're saving it for the next episode because it was a movie that was on my list, but not actually disqualified because I've already seen it. But we'll talk about it, especially after you've seen it. why are you watching Vietnam docs?
Hey man, I'm at that point in my life where I'm being Dark Banks right now. And then besides that, it's just I just want to watch the documentary because I heard about it. So it's a series. I forgot the name, but they've done the World Trade Center. They've done something about the Cold War, which I'm gonna watch, and then now they talk about the Vietnam War. So I
So
just
this
try to
isn't Ken
find
Burns' is
no,
Vietnam War. Like this is just there. So I was wondering if Netflix had maybe started getting the rights to PBS's footage now at this point, which wouldn't be shocking.
no. It's a series from last year. I think the
Okay.
series been on for years, but they talk about, or maybe it just started, but they talk about the Vietnam War in this one.
I don't want to say low key because it was such a big point of contention at the time, obviously, especially like guys like Muhammad Ali and other very famous people really sticking up, being against war. But if the Vietnam, I think that actually is one of the more biggest turning points is if the Vietnam War doesn't happen, the way society looks is, I think, a whole lot different. More so, I think that than the World Wars because that was obviously kind of gonna, since it happened twice.
Yeah,
Um, but the Vietnam War in particular, yeah, is a huge turning point for because again, I think more than ever that was the PTSD war. Like I'm saying, the way it's post civil rights in a way, so that's fine. That's there's but there's still that racial tension, obviously, in platoons and squadrons and all that. Um, but yeah, it's just that thing of like it was a war that they were never going to win just because they didn't know the terrain, as the Vietnam soldiers themselves said. Like
right.
it was so easy to figure out where these guys were because they've never experienced this type of land. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's obviously a hard subject to talk about and touchy subjects because again, it caused so much damage and the Nixon of it all too. Of why did you start this war for whatever reason? Like what are you so scared about over there? Like
But then it went to the level that it went to after that because of Kennedy and the vice president. Was it Johnson?
Lyndon B. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
So it was after him, because they never declared it a war. Up until that point, I think every war was declared a war. They never declared war. It kind of just started after Ken or Nixon. It really got started. And I don't want to be educated in it because I got to go back and rewatch all this because I had an eighth grade teacher. What's my dude name? I think Mr. Tanaki. I think that was his name. I'm not even
Ooh.
lying. His last name. He was in the Korean War
Okay.
and he was a history major. That's how I got interested in history because he was teaching. Dude, I swear he was teaching us about the Vietnam War for like a month straight. I'm like, hold on, dog. I don't know. We're supposed to be learning this curriculum, but and
Well,
he,
that.
dude, he
Oh,
would
I'm
go
sorry.
crazy. He had PTSD like a motherfucker, and he started in Korea War.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. More so because um, obviously their torture methods and the POW camps. Not to say
Yeah.
it was downplayed in the first two world wars, but the way that guys came back, they seemed to really just try to pick up normal life, like that, like nothing happened really. Um, which is the whole point of like the again, especially since that is I think the first world war is pre-prohibition, right, and then the second one is post-prohibition, which obviously had its in the Great Depression and all that. I think one war takes place before all that, the other one takes place after that. So the whole point of,
Yeah.
or maybe they coincide because that was the whole point of women in the workforce.
I think W2
Uh,
was after Prohibition. You got it right
yeah,
because I think
yeah,
Prohibition
because
started what 1932.
the early 40s. Yeah, and Prohibition ends around early 30s. I'm trying to think of the
No, I think it
Untouchables, but
started in 1932, but it ended in around the 40s. Because remember, the Kennedy family was bootlegging at that point,
bootleggers, yeah.
and then the Great Depression was what 1945, somewhere around that, if not sooner than that. And
No, I
that's
think it's 30. I think it's all the 30s, basically. I think it's the entire 1930s time frame is the Great Depression.
let me see. When it comes to stuff like this, I actually want to be on point about it.
because I think the whole point of the 20s is that life is good with the advancements of the first motor vehicles and all that. Again, the bootlegging business is more lucrative. Um, like I said, I mean, you and I are basically both. I haven't really watched too many documentaries about stuff like this, but when I was trying to watch some mob ones a little bit ago, um, again, that was the era where the mafia obviously started to get
Yep.
foothold in America, more or less,
Yep.
after traveling from the old country, as they call it. And again, that ties into Sinners with the whole point of the Irish mob they were working for and the Italian mob they were working for. Um, and the way that the mafia was able to kind of be the best illegitimate business propping up society more than anything while taking their cut at the same time. But yeah, that was the whole point of then creating racketeering. As we just mentioned, the Untouchables, Elliot Ness, the whole point of the government saying, we got to stop these guys because they're just making too much money and they're and their foothold is going to go from local government, state government to national government, and the whole, which is basically then what started happening with like you can take it back to the Kennedys. The whole point was Joe Kennedy was going to buy whatever it took for his son to become president of the United States.
Yep.
And that was through various, backdoor conversations and connections.
Yeah, because they was tied into the Irish mob too.
Yeah. Irish mob, and I think somewhat friendly with the Italian mob due to the Frank Sinatra of it all too, which is always the other interesting point of Frank Sinatra's whole career is he was basically
A gangster.
yeah, but he was supposed to be their song and dance boy, but then he actually started to get like real stroke in the mob and actually became like a real player. Which is the whole point of that scene in The Godfather with the actor where you can act like a man. That's supposed to be Frank Sinatra asking for the role in, I think it's From Here to Eternity, in the studio not wanting him because he's Frank Sinatra the singer, not Frank Sinatra the actor. And he used his connections to get the role, again, I don't know if they did the full horse's head like Tom Hagen does, but
it's and that's crazy because I never knew that. But again, Hollywood, and this is a different pod for a different day. But Hollywood is intertwined with. It used to be with the mob, really.
yep, especially
It's
the 30s
definitely
and
with the
40s
government.
Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah, with the government, it's a lot of stuff that's tied into the government from Hollywood. Like especially when you see science fiction movies. I'm a big science fiction guy, and it's a reason. It's science fiction, but it's more nonfiction because a lot of references. If you read certain books like I do, they reference this stuff. Like I just saw something earlier from the Truman Show that has something to do with a book I read, and this is from like thousands of years ago. And then you see the Truman Show today. Here it is, right in front of y'all, people. We
Yep.
live in the Truman Show right now.
The way well, everything about science fiction, again, Black Mirror, Twilight Zone, Philip K. Dick, all that stuff, it's George Orwell, and it's
Mhm.
foreshadowing. Obviously, it's seeing the first stage of something and people being cognizant of like, here's what it's like now, imagine what it's going to be like turned up. Because if it took 20 years to get to this point, and it's going to be a lot faster for the next one and the next one, so on and so forth. When you, the whole point of and people talk about this, when you see like how dated a show is with the way phones are, and then flash forward 3 years and they got smartphones. Again, like that, a show in 2000 looks 20 years older than a show in 2008. But you think like
Yeah.
it's only been 8 years, and when we look at stuff in 2008 compared to now, it's like holy shit, it does look dated, like,
And
and
you
not
know
just
what's
a
crazy?
okay.
Avatar still looks good. The first one still looks great to this day. And that's what they spend most of the money on anyway.
Well, that goes back to James Cameron spending 10 years perfecting that technology for
Mhm.
himself. um,
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you don't even want to share this with nobody else. And I think nobody else could be honest afford it.
no one was going to sink that much money into it, because again, he doesn't make anything after Titanic. He produces one underwater movie, I think Sanctum, which is kind of his foray. Still, he's still obsessed with that diving to the deepest depths.
Remember when the in 2023 when that billionaire, well, a bunch of
He was the
billionaires
one
died,
saying
and
like these guys are idiots. Yeah, like they
yeah,
did
like
it.
I did this shit 200 times. I said, what? 200? It wasn't an extravagant number like that, but it was close to it.
Yeah, he said I've done this, but again, he was saying like it because I spent the last 30 years because he researched Titanic basically what from 94 to 97 basically,
Yeah,
and probably even longer because you got to count again because I watched it for the first time last year, The Abyss, and that's an entire movie made for
mhm.
underwater as well. So like I said, he probably really spent 10 years focusing on how far can we get to the surface and how long can we stay down there. Um, and all that. But yeah, straight up, he's just like, yeah, of course those guys died. They thought the shit is day one. They treated it like Elon Musk treats the SpaceX shit. Like it's so easy to get shot up into space. Are you kidding? Like, come on.
Not really. And that motherfucker, he still, well, that's all I said. This is a different part for a different day. But I will say, when people was talking about them going underwater with a Logitech controller, remember that's like the last thing we've had like on social media and on the news that people talked about for a month.
Well, because it was just legit. Like, what were they thinking? It didn't help, like you said, they had a fucking game crazy controller from 2004 to steer their fucking and that submarine for guys that were worth what well over $10 billion.
Yeah, come
it,
on.
it looked like it looked like the props from Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. It looked like the miniatures from Wes Anderson's set. Like,
That's hilarious. The Yellow Submarine from
yeah,
the Beatles
yeah,
cover.
it looked like something. It looked like a relic, but it looked like a prop, is what I'm saying. It looked like the shit
Yeah,
that they build the actual toy submarine and put the blue and green screens around the film.
yeah.
And they were like, no, we're going to go underwater in this thing.
And essentially, not to get graphic, people, they got squished like a can because all that pressure when you start to
Yeah,
go deeper underwater, the air just dissipates.
which is why my favorite sequence of last year, which we'll get to on the next episode, is the entire underwater sequence in in Final Reckoning, because when the scene before when the divers tell him like the air, because it's underwater, it's going to suffocate your body to the point that your body won't even to be able to function. um but yeah, to keep going further and further, and like that's my deepest fear. Like Kiki wants to go on a cruise. I'm like, I don't trust a boat on a lake, let alone a fucking aircraft carrier in the middle of the ocean. Like, no, no, I'm
But
not
those are
doing that.
actually fun though.
They
It's
can I
fun.
don't
I get what you
but I
mean though.
don't care if it's fun. I care about, again, the Titanic.
You know they're trying to restructure a new Titanic, right?
Listen,
Like,
I
let me
could
make
enjoy
sure.
when I watch like Hunt for the Red October. I'm like, oh yeah, it would be cool to be in the Navy, but at the same time, I'm like, no, I'm not being cramped on a boat with 400 other guys stuck at sea. That's too much, man, too much. Like, no.
Right, that's a sausage fest on a boat.
Well, that's where there's that Family Guy episode where you're on sea with lots of men, on the deck with lots of men. I
Um,
can't, yeah, I can't handle the open sea, any open body of water that doesn't have. That's why I stick to pools, hot tubs. But again, I don't even. This is the land of 10,000 lakes. I don't fuck with none of these lakes.
is it really 10,000 lakes?
That's what they say. I mean, I don't know what technically qualifies as a lake or not, because they could say like, because then they also got ponds because people play pond hockey. But I'm like, it's one of those things like, was a pond technically a lake? Like, I don't know. But there's a lot of open bodies of water. Yeah.
And Lake Minnetonka. Hold on, I'm just looking away. I'm looking because, of course, it's a fucking billionaire that's just bored. They're trying to rebuild a new Titanic. It's an Australian billionaire trying to build this shit.
what's up with Australians?
Clive Palmer. I don't know who this fucking jabroni is. Titanic. He's been trying to build a replica for over a decade through his company Blue Star Line. The project first announced in 2012 aims to recreate the original ship with modern safety features. What the fuck is a modern safety feature? It's you versus the ocean. This ain't no fiction, no character. Fiction, no
That's what I mean.
character. It's
For some reason they act like it's much easier to get to space these days, as obviously they joked with Gail King and all that, how they got shot up into space for 20 minutes and came right back down. um
her big ass head probably left her body for a minute.
um but we should never think it's easy just to get to the bottom of the ocean, no matter what, especially because there are more living things in the bottom of the ocean than there are living things in fucking outer space.
Yeah, and I think they only said 5%, if that 2% of water has been discovered, or they have research
Yeah,
on
I
the
believe.
ocean.
Yeah, those stats make a lot of sense because yeah, like how are you good? How are you? Remember in a Spaceballs when they're like, comb the desert. How are you gonna comb the ocean? Like it's half. Well, it's more than half,
It's the
and it's
damn
probably
near
more
their
because
planet.
I was about to say with global warming, it is probably at 90% now.
Yeah, yeah. That shit about to turn
But
to jello.
but yeah, there's and again, it's not cheap to fucking go underwater.
No,
So how you gonna take all that time to explore every inch of it? And like I said, especially the terrains that are gonna have the choppy conditions, or the ones where like this is the area where the tropical storms hit the most. Like who's gonna want to sign up for that job?
right. I mean, if you're trying to build, pardon, and then if you're trying to build robots to go down there, then that costs another couple $1 billion. The infrastructure to do this, and for what? What are you trying to find? I believe Godzilla exists. You don't need to
Okay,
go look for Godzilla. The motherfucker eventually gonna come up from air because it's too damn hot down there. Even though motherfucker is a nuclear bomb.
so when you think Godzilla exists, do you think there is some big sea creature that we created inadvertently because of the bombs? Is that what you mean? Like you don't think there's an actual like, because now then if you want to take it to that level, you'd have to think the dinosaurs that exist, because he would be an offshoot of the dinosaurs, but obviously in a variation of crocodiles, alligators. Um, Trying to think what are some other underwater
Ancient
creatures. Like,
creatures. They
no,
said
I'm saying the ones we have more so modern day.
chickens. They said chickens are the descendants of fucking dinosaurs. And why you think I don't believe in dinosaurs?
Well, then you can't believe in Godzilla if you don't believe in dinosaurs. That's my point. That's what I'm just trying to say.
But what if Godzilla? Okay, so basically, if they explain it this way in the movies, because I'm a huge Godzilla mark, it's just a reptile that basically, like I said earlier, the nuclear warheads left, whatever is left after the nuclear bombs, because it does cause like hazards. Like with Hiroshima, you still have these chemicals that are in the ocean. That's why the ocean turns pink and all that. A lot of people try to say it's because the blood of Jesus in Japan. So I'm like, is Jesus Japanese? I swear I wouldn't make that up. And I'm not trying to be blasphemous. I'm telling you what
No,
I
no,
read.
because for some reason I just never think they're religious in Japan for whatever reason. That's my own ignorance.
No, they do. Like it was last week or week before last in London. The sky turned purple.
Sky shit happened like when that shit happened in New York. Basically, when it started to turn like Life on Mars or Ghost of Mars, whatever.
Like
Um,
2 years ago, when that
Within the
fire
last two
happened
years or so, yeah, like that.
in
That's when like the
Toronto.
yeah when that
Yeah,
happens, the sky I don't worry about too much because if rainbows happen and obviously clouds and all that, but I'm trying to think what are the biggest reptiles we actually have. We have those fucking
crocodiles or gators might be bigger. Pause.
no, because I'm saying like you don't see um like a gecko, like a regular gecko or a regular lizard, and then see a supersized one like how humans are. Like you see me, and then you see Omos, and again, like how would we be the same species for humans.
See, that's what I'm saying. This stuff I could talk about. I can't really have this
No, because that's what I'm saying.
conversation.
Like, because then I guess the answer would be like there's geckos, and then there's like Komodo dragons, right? And then there's the other type of big fucking lizards that are like the size of dogs.
And they all
Um,
descendants of the same thing. It's like, all
but
right,
my point is, why
hey,
don't they shoot up to 10 feet or more like Godzilla? Then, like that's my point of like that's
they ain't
how
got the
they.
same steroids. Look. So
So
you
you're
just
saying
said it.
we gotta find some open land, prop one there, and then drop the radiation like the fucking like the Hulk.
They already did. It still happens.
Ah, come on.
The center of the earth, dude. So you've seen Godzilla 2, the American version of the movie, right? He
Which one?
went basically to the center of the earth to rebuild,
The
to refuel.
which Godzilla, the Roland Emmerich one or the 2014 one?
2014. So the sequel to that.
Okay, it's
War
not
of
a
the Monsters
sequel;
or
it's a
whatever.
reboot. It's
Yeah, well, fucking reboot, sequel, all this shit the same to me at this
well, do
point.
you
We
want to
get
get into the King Kong of it all too, with that what Earth two Hollow Earth and all that? That's all. That's fiction. That's the fictional character part. That's not shit. That's real.
but how do you know that,
Ah,
dude?
don't tell
They
me you
still haven't
believe
discovered a
the.
lot of
Don't
dude,
tell me
it's
you believe in like the under Earth people and all that.
absolutely.
Oh.
That's why I said I can't have certain conversations that I
You
want to.
said you had all you that your high was wasted last night. I think it's happening right now.
Dude, you ain't never seen Land of the Lost?
It's a TV show from the 70s, from the
Yeah.
60s, I
Again,
think.
there you go. That's like 50 years ago. You think this shit just made up? You think they just
They
make this
created the
stuff up?
Jetsons, and look where we are now. We're not even close to that.
Yeah, I've seen cars that could go on land but can't fly, but still. And then now they about to make a live action Jetsons movie too, by the way.
They've been trying to make that for 40 years.
I mean, this the time now. We ain't got flying cars, but hell, everything that was from the 50s, 40s.
His
They
boots,
had
Elroy?
yeah.
Dad!
Airroy Jackson, as they called him on Inside the NBA. Leroy Jackson. Leroy Jackson.
Who said that? Chuck?
Yeah. And then Shaq was just busting up. He popped for that one. Like, yeah, they Leroy Jackson. They had FaceTime then. They had robots then.
Well, that's what I say. That's to go back to the George Orwell, because he was the one like Big Brother is going to spy on you and all that. He was right with the NSA, and
That y'all president,
obviously the
y'all
cameras
former
we're talking
president
into
was
right
doing.
now.
And he signed an executive order.
Okay, if you want to take down Obama again, my defense of
Hey,
Obama.
hold on now. Different podcast.
No, we here right now. What are you trying? We were supposed to do another type of show, but we're waiting on someone, so we're doing this show now. This is the show we're
Hey,
doing.
call it in the ring, brother. Even
right.
if he don't show up, call it in the ring.
Here's my point about Obama and why no matter what, he always has to get leeway because he was the first black president. It took
define black.
Oh, here you all go. Oh my God, when you all want it, and this is why the shit about the Tiana Taylor role is pissing me off too, because like, oh, she gotta get an award for a movie about fucking white men. Like, it's a movie made by a guy who's married to a half black woman. He was using his own life experiences, but also the way that society is viewed today and showing how modern black women are treated, which is poorly when they're in situations like that. But that's a whole other thing. But the point about Obama is, imagine being the first black man, and then this just happened with Mike Tomlin. He was the first black coach in the Steelers history because they only had 2 head coaches before him.
Yeah.
And they were both white guys. So he was saying, I've had the pressure on me my entire. I know that again, Monsters Ball, but as people also pointed out, Monique and Precious, Divine Joy Randolph in The Holdovers, Jennifer Hudson in Dreamgirls. Like, it doesn't always happen, in which they have to get an Oscar for being with a white man on screen, because if that was the case, there would be other movies in which actresses would have gotten awards for that. But being the first black man in any situation, you are going to have all the criticism for doing anything, a single thing, picking up the paper, picking up a pen, dropping, like whatever he did was going to be criticized because he was the first black man doing it. And that's all. People can't say it was his policies and all, like secretly. Not secretly. Like, it's the reason we have drones is because well, the next fucker, if it wasn't him, McCain would have used the drones too. It's just that it got put on Obama.
You said
he
who?
won. McCain would have used the drones.
John McClain, dude.
McCain.
He would. Oh, okay. I was about to say because.
Yeah. Speaking about the Vietnam War, but yeah, he definitely would have used the drones because like that.
I was about to say, dog, he couldn't pick up a pencil.
But that's my point. Is that what happened with Obama's terms was
God bless.
He was
no. I don't know. He's down there.
Who is John McCain? Of course.
Yeah.
He called the UFC human cockfighting.
I wouldn't use that verbiage, but I get what he's trying to say.
Why? Y'all like using supercock diesel, as Ann pointed out. So y'all got a problem with cockfighting, huh?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't use that verbiage, but I know what he's trying to say. It's the roosters.
Like I'll defend Obama because again, the first black man in the first black. Look how they treated Jackie Robinson, and he was still good.
Let me tell you something though. Jackie Robinson was hitting bases. Obama was hitting other things.
Like what?
I can't
say it. No, because that's what y'all want to criticize him. He had to do what he had to do.
You trying to get me to go to the danger zone.
Again, like what did you want from him? He couldn't do. He had 8 years. He can't undo 300 years of history in 8 fucking years.
Clearly, he didn't make no history. What did he do to benefit anybody?
You can't. What?
Look who I ain't gonna get you in trouble. Please, let's move
look who undid all he did after.
I can't have this conversation with David, dog. This is behind the paywall type conversation. I can't do it.
Look who Obama followed, and look who followed. He had to undo 8 years of boom, we can't get fooled again. And Dick Cheney, that's who.
Oh, you know that's his distant cousin too, right?
He had to. Oh my!
I'm not even joking. That's his cousin.
He had to undo everything he did, which was again the unnecessary war in Afghanistan and Iraq and all of that, because some oil was over there.
It's some poppy seeds too.
Yeah. So Obama has to follow that, and then who follows Obama? Let's build a wall. Let's get these immigrants out. I'm tired of these people that make me richer. Let's send them back to where they belong.
And you talking about the first president? His first iteration. I'll just say that. Yeah. The first iteration of him.
And it's a different iteration. Sandwiched between those. Of course, everyone's gonna be like, he didn't do shit. How can you do shit in 8 years? Look what Mike Tomlin's done in the last 8 years. He didn't do shit because his quarterbacks were shit.
That's because we here at the NFL talk portion of this podcast. Again, they didn't draft a quarterback.
Yes, they drafted Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, fucking go figure. But that's what I'm saying. They didn't try to draft anybody else after that. They decided, you know what? Let's try this Aaron Rodgers guy. All of 41 years
before
old.
That, let's try Russell Wilson, and then let's try Justin Fields, and then let's try Aaron Rodgers. Justin Fields, like I said, I'll just because I am the number one, one of the number one black quarterback defenders, except Bryce Young and Jalen Hurts. Those are the only two I won't defend. But Justin Fields, it's like every time Justin Fields feels like he's gonna get a rhythm, they're like, get him out of here. Take him off the field. It's like
because they be pole right. Everybody be pole right and Russell. And then we seen what happened when he went to the Giants. It was like, yeah, it's over, bro. That's the smartest thing they've done in shit. When they won with Eli 2010,
2011, 2012 season. Yeah,
that's the smartest thing they've done in 14 years. Like, you know what? This ain't gonna work, big fella. Go ahead and pack your shit.
They built the stupidest QB room of the last 10 years with Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Jackson Dart. The eye level, and then Tommy DeVito until they've released him.
Yeah, look at the IQs on all four of them.
That's what you got. Paisan. You got, yeah, man. Yeah, Jackson Dart.
And
And
then
then
we
you
got to
got
remember the
Jameis, you
draft
got
pick that everybody
country
said,
ass
get him out of here.
Jameis, and then Russell against Russell Wilson's. Well, gee golly, sir. So that quarterback room, yeah.
No IQ, no film study. Russell, look, I've never been a Russell Wilson fan. Let me just say that. I'm not. Who used to always attack him? I feel like it was somebody that was hating on him heavy. I want to say Stephen A, but I don't think Stephen A was like hating on him that bad. I've just never been a fan. I'm not saying he's bad. I just never been a fan of his game at all. And then when he left Seattle, we found out, and I was like, I fucking knew it. The whole, because again, like we had a private conversation 2 days ago about people like him. What do you mean, people like him? I don't want to say
Oh, the
what.
family man. Yeah, the God first
Yeah,
family man. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. That's the ones that cheat on their wife. That's the ones they beat on their wife. That's the ones that be having side kids. That's the ones that follow a bunch of
I
females
don't
on
think
IG.
I don't think he does none of that stuff, but you can just tell.
He can't stay out of her. He on some other shit.
That's I think he's a very
Freaky
um,
boy. Because
old
you ain't
school
got
type.
social media, don't mean nothing. It's called burner accounts.
I think he's a very old school type of guy where like a woman's job is to be in the house, have the kids.
You see his fucking hairstyle? Of course. He got an S curl.
What type of hairstyle is he supposed to have?
Not no fucking S curl.
Well,
That
I
do
can't tell.
wop. Ooh wop. I beat my
My
bitch on
gun goes bang
Saturday.
bang bang.
Yeah, that hairstyle.
Oh, my heart goes bang bang bang. Is what it.
No, my love goes bang, bang, bang. You better run, you sweet thing. So having that was look, that
I
was
think that
number one.
hairstyle always looks good though.
And then look, respectfully, I understand. But get off the woman, dog. You gotta focus on the game. You can't keep focused on the game. You keep pumping kids into her.
Well, then
Your
tell that
legs
the
get
end of the
weak.
Edwards.
That's we talking about the trench baby. That's the trench
Oh,
baby.
but since Russell Wilson had the happy home, it's okay for him.
No, it's not. That's the one I'm saying with Ant. Oh, okay. We talking about the same thing. My fault. You just phrased it
Well, no,
different.
because I'm saying like, all right, so it's okay. It's because Anne grew up the way he did, obviously, with to have a father figure around, lost his
Yeah,
mother's
but if like I
mother,
said,
and
you said in the group chat, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Imagine Ant having a good diet. He vegan, and he was
oh,
like a good guy. We wouldn't get the same type of defense, the same. I don't give a fuck. I'm about to shoot the ball acumen. We wouldn't have none of that. You need
if it
certain
ain't
shit like that, especially if you're a trench baby. You need the lemon pepper fry hard with the side of fries. You need the Pop Tarts. What else he be eating? The honey buns. You need all that before the pre-game. That's why when Cat was trying to say, "Yeah, I need people to start eating better and not Popeyes." No, that's his
all right,
superpower.
and for Cat to be the guy to dish out fucking, I need you to, I need you to lock in. I need you to start taking better care. I need you to, yeah, and then yeah.
And this is his last season with the Knicks too.
Well, this is the end of the next window because
Yeah. Even
that's
though I
when
like,
even though I haven't watched a fucking game in the last.
yeah,
No, what game was I watching the other day? I was watching the.
OKC versus Thunder. I went to sleep on that shit.
I think I was trying to watch OKC San Antonio for a little bit.
Dude, they. All right, we're gonna get back to my timeline. I'm gonna say the same thing
No, but what I
because
want to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. About what you said about Ant not changing his diet, or I think for certain guys, that's okay. For others, it's not. Especially when you can. It's not just that if you have the stats to back it up, type of thing. I think it really depends because there is that whole thing of like you mess with their state of mind. Especially it happens with the fighters of like that's why I was so violent in the ring because I had all this pent up anger and all that. I was doing this outside of the ring, and basically what happened with Tyson is that obviously he was really a changed man, especially after prison, and like did he still have that same desire because he wasn't going to try to live that same life that got him there in the first place. But for guys like that, yeah, who are going to have the poor diet, it's like obviously for someone like Zion, he's needed something stricter for a regimen because it's why he can't stay on the
yeah, it's
court.
called getting your balls clipped.
But again, but that's being a man too.
And put your cell phone in the other room, dude.
I always say this. I'll defend the Zion thing for two reasons. He
What
was a
thing?
grown. He
Are we
the
talking about the
credit
same thing? Being a
the
gooner?
his lifestyle, because I'll say it because
No, you can't keep doing
he
that. You
was a
can't
grown
keep
man
beating
at
your meat, dog.
14. He was a grown man. Imagine being treated like an adult because you're the size of one and you've barely gone to high school. Like,
Dog, you gotta have some type of discipline. It's getting now it's nasty. It's
who
like,
was gonna
bro,
discipline him? He was the size of fucking Big Show.
he got a mom. Use the fucking belt.
That ain't gonna work. It's gonna like break right off him. Like, come on.
Okay, well, cool. Get a fucking 2x4, bro. Go
Again, though,
hacksaw Jim
you
Duggan.
gotta get a tank to discipline him. Like
Do
he's
something, bro. It gets to a point where it's just like, all right, bro. We know what pages you on them sites. Define that.
and again,
That's
you can't be.
disgusting.
And first of all, Mr. Charlie B. Hustle, how are you judging? How
Hey,
you?
that's
No,
the
no, no.
talk.
How?
Hey, brother,
No,
let me
but,
sit
no,
up
no,
for
no,
that
no.
one.
But because he's an athlete, he can't do it. That's why you can't say
But I
these
train
guys
like an
can't do it.
athlete.
But Joe Schmo can do it. No, you can't do that. There can't be fucking
Hey, do you see
restrict.
nasty ass Burger King BBL on her on that woman? That woman is a
I
godsend.
didn't. I wasn't trying to put. But I'm saying is y'all can't be pro sex worker and be like, this man's got a problem. Fucking
He
sex
do got a
workers.
prop, dude. It gets
We
to a
would do
point.
the same fucking thing with
No,
this.
we
With
would
the
not. You
yes,
see
yeah.
what the you see
Yes,
what he be
you are the
around.
biggest liar on the planet. If you had his money and his access, first thing you're doing, because the women would do it because you got the money and the access. What?
Yeah, but first of all,
This is
he
real
like older
first take
women.
hours right now. We are legit like,
That's how it's supposed to be. And I'm gonna blame that man for this, but at the same time, he giving us great content, so it worked out. And then if he tired, I get it, cause fuck, damn, he do 1,000
he's
things a
just
day,
probably watching like eating popcorn. Like this is some good shit going.
giving everybody the death stare, the TV, looking like old Stu Hart. But anyhow, dude, it just gets to a point where it's like, all right, man, you gotta type. And this has come from somebody that has a type, but never thought he had a type. I got a type, but your
Yeah,
type is
you.
kind of wild.
All right. Yeah, I mean,
They can't wipe their own ass. What he said?
they can't even use their arm to wipe their own ass.
Like that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to body shame, but at the same time, it's like, come on, bro.
Okay, I'll all right. That's that.
It's
Man's preference is
anime. That,
a man's preference. I'll say that too. Because people would judge
but when
why
it look
he's.
like that, that's kind of outrageous.
But he himself, like I said, is an outrageous looking guy. Because at 14, he was 6'8", 280. Like
Yeah, because they used to shame him about being fat. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that.
Dan Harmon used to say this about because he would defend Justin Bieber for a little. He's like, Justin Bieber's go kart is a Lamborghini. His go kart goes 200 miles per hour. Of course he's gonna wild out.
Yeah. Hey man,
That's
he
Zion.
another.
That's Zion to me, and that's why my argument about why the jaw thing is worse because if the whole point of having, but obviously it makes sense given T Morant's fucking personalities that
Alcoholism?
personalities. What I was gonna say is that like the whole having a super involved father can also be a detriment because this man obviously wants to live through his son, like we talked about the other day too. The whole point of having the child, I think, for some people is to live vicariously through them because they're pissed how their life turned out. Now they have in their mind a second chance to do something like that because the whole idea of like this generation of basketball players in particular, like these are guys that grew up with fathers in the home, 2-parent households, all of that.
And that's one of the reasons
Or
why.
guys that had dads that played, whether they played in the league or they played overseas or they played college ball, all that. Because obviously, people are trying to say that's why Dylan Harper is so good. Is obviously he had Ron Harper as his father. Who else was in the last?
Shouts out to his mom, respectfully.
Versus like someone like Zion again, who was like just born to be a freak athlete. So he had the old school advantage, which is you were struck by the sports god to become something spectacular versus you had the advantage of a pro athlete like Donovan Mitchell. His dad played pro baseball or something like that. But I think like I said, like we can't like I said be on the timeline like ooh wee and then see an athlete doing it and then shame them. Just shame him for being caught. Yeah, be smarter. I'll agree with you that be smarter.
I never said anything about that because again,
No, you're
I've
saying
been
like you can
caught.
take the phones, all of that. Like yeah, like don't be an idiot. Like again, don't be fucking Offset like on camera saying I'm gonna shoot this man in his legs.
No, but it's more so not even. I said take the cell phone away from him because of the type of things he probably looking up on his browser.
Well, you look at the same shit.
No, not that nasty
It's
BBL meat.
all smut. It's all the devil. It's all evil.
No,
That's
it
the
ain't. My shit clean, brother. I don't watch that shit.
all right.
I got imagination. Why would I need to watch that?
Imagine Nate. That's what you call it these days. Okay.
I got the Discord, a search section in the Random Acts
See, and
Discord. I'm
that's
alright.
my point. Yo, you
But
that's
they ain't
worse than
built
what
like
he's
that.
doing because that's
That's what I'm
that's
body
a
shaming.
cabal of men being like
But I'm body
throwing
shaming.
shit down like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like my next card is boom.
Hey, could that be the title? Onlyfans baseball cards.
Activate.
Hey, can I trade you?
This
Do we
one's got how many life points?
one? If she get one more surgery, she out of here.
But that again, that's my argument for being a defender of Zion. I'll say like because the point of having that's what Derek Jeter was doing. Obviously, he was picking cream of the crop because he was Derek fucking Jeter. He was in New York
No,
City. He
but
was
the
playing for
thing
the
is,
Yankees.
they was shaped like you. They wasn't shaped with these monstrous ass fake
That's his
bodies.
type. A man's got a type. Okay, you got a
That's
type. I got
nasty.
many types. Again, people got types. It's
Explain
all.
your type. Go ahead.
I got a lot of types. I got
No,
this
you
type,
got one
that
type
type.
right now, and it's called. I ain't gonna say her real name, but you got one type,
Again,
and she
that's a
embellished.
type. I like that. I've always said this. Because I never wanted to box myself in. It was just based off where I grew up, but and obviously shows and movies I would watch. Like I had many types. There would be like a combination like this, a combination like that, etc., etc. But like,
Dairy Queen. This sounds sexist.
no, we are sexist. That's the point. Like,
Prove it.
all men. You were the one saying women didn't have it hard. Of course, you're sexist. I mean,
Hey,
Eve had one good point for his claim because he ain't never seen a woman windmill dunk. I'm like, okay, fair. That's. I'll give you that. But like,
yeah, I stand by that too. If you ain't never twisted your ankle, yeah, you don't know pain.
they twist their ankle. Of course, they twist their ankles in the WNBA and all that.
No, they don't. They never get injured because they can't miss games. They play 5 games a year. They can't get hurt.
Anyway,
Mike Tomlin, or you want to go to MLB, or we want to go from Mike Tomlin to the MLB.
Mike Tomlin, I really just don't want to talk about because he did the smart thing, which is he said, "I'm out of here before y'all can fire me." So I'll
But
give
he's
him his
still
respect.
there though.
He can't sign with another team until his contract is up. Is
When
what
is
it
his
is.
contract up? 2028.
I think they were saying, or that if a team were to trade for him, it's what happened with Sean Payton. Sean
Yeah.
Payton left the Saints, took the Fox gig, hoping a team would then want his services because there's rumors that he would, if the Cowboys would move on from Mike McCarthy, Sean Payton would have been the coach. But then he obviously got the Denver job. So I don't. It seems like Mike Tomlin. He's
Look at
saying.
God.
He,
You want to
well, I
fucking
mean,
coach the Cowboys?
no, that'd be. There are 4 jobs I would never want: the Raiders job, the Browns job, the Jets job, and the Cowboys job.
The Raiders job might be fun because you
No,
know you're gonna get fired in a year, but you in Vegas.
it's fair for that point like that. You mean in terms of like um getting paid just to not do my job? Yeah, but in terms of
Yeah.
like actually wanting to build a team and be a successful coach, because otherwise I'll be an assistant the rest of my life. I would never want to coach the Raiders.
No, because that's not what they there for. Let's have a real conversation. I don't know if it's any Raiders fans listening. More than likely, they're not there to win. They're there to sell merch, and that's been the emphasis since the '80s. That's what Al Davis knew. We just here to sell merch, bro. We ain't here for this other shit. Yeah, when they had John Madden, they were winning. But guess how long ago that was? Motherfucker, like 40 years ago. All right. So the Raiders, we know they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. They're not there to win, bro. They there to sell merch. The Rams in California are there to win. The Chargers are there for me and the merch in Cherokee. That's about it. But far as like the Raiders, they just there solely for the merch. Nothing else, nothing more. The Jets, the Jets are there just to be the Jets. Oh, I'm sorry, Eve. So if you get that job, it's just to have fun in New York when it's actually warm, which is only 2 times a month. Um, God damn, everybody need a coach. The Dolphins, of course, it's Miami. It's a given. We were there to get, Chongas and Latinas. Bro, I am now. Imagine Josh at the Dolphins coach. Bro, I am now the coach. Tell all
You
the
be churn out.
Colombian women.
You be moving like the guy was at Michigan, like you sure on Moore.
I don't know. No, hell, we can't put them allegations on him like that. But the Dolphins job, you there to have fun and they got some good merch. They there to sell merch. Now Tyreek Hill,
He's not gonna be there.
no, of course not. But if you had to, let's say in an alternate universe, you got to deal with that. He comes back from this injury and Cheetah is still good. You got to deal with that shit. Good luck. I would probably quit.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be come back to the team. He's obviously definitely not going to be the same player because this whole thing was
He's going to the
speed.
Chiefs. He going back to the Chiefs. He gonna kiss the ring.
No, because again, that whole team's mindset is like the past is the past. We got to start moving on,
Yeah, but
especially after next year.
in the
So to do that
meantime,
whole
in
farewell
between time,
bullshit,
go ahead. My
no,
fault.
no. So you can't do that whole farewell thing where he comes back, we sell more jerseys again. It's all good. Like no, they're
Have a
not going to
couple
do it because
drinks together.
no, because it's like no, they've already done that. They have to because realistically, Mahomes would probably have 4 to 5 good seasons left. He just won't probably be the
Three.
same athletically, but his arm's still his arm. At the end of the
He,
day,
after he comes back after next season, which is crazy. So they got a 2 year. They gonna tank if we do in the future. I mean, we're gonna do that after the end of the season or so, or preseason. We'll do it. So if I'm them now, first of all, if I'm Andy Reid, he split like I'm splitting after this season. Maybe one more season with Pat. Cause now we just taking at this point. Look, when people want to tank, what they do, they get Tyrod Taylor or Geno Smith. That's all they the greatest on-call quarterbacks in history. Like who you going to
no,
call?
yeah, it really
Them.
is Tyrod Taylor at this point. Yeah, not
Yeah.
Geno
Like,
Smith.
hey, you want a job? Okay, cool. Let's get you another jersey. Okay. I ain't doing shit. Gino, hey, come on, bro. You want to work somewhere else. Why not? Okay. It's like Jimmy Johnson with the NBA at this point. You just going from team to team to team. Just and it's
Oh,
nothing
Jimmy
wrong with that.
Butler.
No, Jimmy Butler, it's only like 5 jerseys.
You
Like
said
KD,
Jimmy
it's like
Johnson.
five or so.
Who are you talking about?
Me?
You said Jimmy Johnson going from team to team in the NBA. Who?
Remember Jimmy Johnson, that Jim Johnson that played for all the team, light skinned dude. He's a
Jim Jackson?
yeah, my fault. I said Jim
I'm
Johnson,
like,
Jim
Jimmy,
Jackson.
I'm like, was there a guy named Jimmy Johnson that I don't remember?
No, I'm horrible with names, people.
No,
Y'all
no,
gotta
it's right. I
forgive
was
me.
like, I'm like,
I
because
am
the
horrible
only
with
guy I think that I
names.
know played for almost every team was either Joe Smith or I mean Jamal Crawford played for a lot of teams too. That you
I
wouldn't
think he
be
only
that
played
you
like 4 or 5. Clippers, Timberwolves.
he
Uh,
played for the Warriors, he played for the Knicks, he played for the Clippers, he played for
he did play for the Knicks. The Warriors. What year was the Warriors?
that's what I mean. He, like when you look at let me look it up real quick. Jamal Crawford had a weird amount of teams. There are guys like him because again he was a six man, so he could bounce from team to team. Um,
And he was used on every team, and he'd get you a
yeah.
bucket. Cause he was on that Knicks team with
All right,
fucking franchise
I
and
got it
Eddie
right here.
Curry.
He started with the Bulls.
Yeah,
And
he
he went to
did
the
play for us.
Knicks, the Warriors, the Hawks, the Trailblazers, the Clippers, the Timberwolves, the Suns, then the Nets.
I don't remember him on the Suns. That's
That
crazy.
was one of his last full seasons, and then his last season was 2020 with the Nets. But yeah,
And he could still play too if he wanted to.
he's 45, so
He
I
could
don't know
still
if
play
he
if he wanted to. He better than most of these fucking
well
jabronis.
well in this era where the point is just to
Him and
shoot
Joe
threes.
Johnson.
Yeah,
ISO Joe, put him in this era bucket, even at
that's almost
45.
who I thought you meant was Joe Johnson. I'm like like Jimmy
No,
Johnson.
Joe Johnson last team was with the Rockets, but shit, he could play now.
I think because we're still going to go back to the NFL talk, but yeah, I mean, I think guys can probably play 8 minutes a game. But this is what Jalen Rose' whole point is why he retired was and Steve Nash too was the warm ups is what felt like a game to them at that point.
Yeah.
Doing all the work leading up to the game felt like I just played and the game hasn't even started yet. That's when they knew to retire is doing all the treatment, all the practice, all the warm ups, even though you know you're just going to sit on the bench or only play 8 minutes a game. That wore you out more than the actual being on the court. But I mean, the way that the coaching is going right now with Stefanski got the Atlanta job, which makes sense because that's a team uh, that's going to move on from their quarterback. It seems like Kirk Cousins might move to TV if Atlanta cuts him.
Which they
Michael
should.
Penix.
Yeah.
Michael Penix is not going to be a starter ever again. He's just too injury prone. His body's made it's made of broken action figure pieces. Um,
Eh, they might give him one more shot, maybe two more shots, dude.
I'm
It's
saying
not like
as the starter, he won't be. He'll be on the team as the backup. He can't be the starter. If you can't depend on this guy because he's too injury prone, then he's going to be a decent backup. But you can't depend on this guy starting 17 games a year.
where are they at far as draft number?
Well, don't forget they were almost going to make the playoffs, so they're in the middle.
Yeah.
They're in like the 13 to 14 range, I'd say. Um, or like the 10 to 14 range is where because if they would have won one more game, they would have been in the playoff spot.
Yeah. I gotta look up and see who's on the depth chart far as or draft, the mock draft to see far as a quarterback, because we can't sit up here and act like it's just a various amount of quarterbacks this draft for them to
Well,
get.
the guy from Oregon said he was going to return, and I think that's smart because he won't be ready. He was not
No.
going to be ready to start for the Jets. If the whole point was Mendoza goes to the Raiders, the Jets pick Dante Moore because in that game,
And look, he was like, not
yeah, he
gonna
knew he
be able to
wasn't.
do.
Yeah, he knew he wasn't ready because in the game against Indiana, he was struggling, and the whole thing was like, y'all keep saying this guy's the number two pick. Like he don't look like a number two pick to me
Well,
at all.
also too, if you see that you're not ready, and then you go into the Jets where you're gonna stay the same, if not get worse,
Well, the Jets are
because
going to be in the same place next year when they want to take you. So
next year, the next 5 years, if not 10,
you going right back for the
to the same
same shit.
shit. Same word, son.
Um, but what else? John Harbaugh officially took the Giants job, which made sense. I think him and Jackson Dart would be a good combo, and obviously they got a defense that has some pieces on it, and they're in a division that's probably going to be up in the air again, given the Cowboys are the Cowboys. Who knows if the Commanders will be able to rebound after the injuries they had this year, especially with Jaden Daniels. But I think they let go of both of their coordinators. I know they let go of Cliff Kingsbury for sure, but I think they were also moved on for the defensive coordinator. And this Eagles thing, like we've been talking about with Dot, it's just the most toxic locker room they got going on. Because as I told y'all, you have to move on from Jalen Hurts. You don't have to move on from AJ Brown. The point of the Eagles is, and every NFL team, is to have an offense like that where you got receivers like him and Devonta Smith, a tight end like Dallas Goedert, an O line like they got, and a running back like Saquon Barkley, who's still, relevant and contributing for a guy his age and injury history. It's the quarterback that's the issue. If you can't trust the guy to deliver the ball because he himself can't trust himself to do it, then you got to move on. What I had said obviously was kind of like jokingly, but I think it would make sense is if you did send him to Cleveland for Shador and some picks and just rode it out with Shador for a year on his cheap contract. That way, you either sign a guy the following season or draft a guy that next season too. Because Cleveland's obviously going to want to move on from Deshaun Watson. And
hold on, I'll be right back. I'm trying to
yeah,
talk to our guest right now because
and
he was
and
tired, like I knew.
And it's all right. And they see and the next, like I think I said this on last episode, the next Browns coach is not going to want to coach Shador because that's why Stefanski got fired. I'm not saying that's Shador's fault. I'm saying the team was on the Shador side. Stefanski wasn't.
You would too if this guy look. When the last time people talked about Browns since Myles Garrett got drafted, right? Or
They
Deshaun when
always talk about
Deshaun
the
got to the
Browns because
team
they
because they
always
was
talk about
like,
the Browns because they do something every fucking year that's like, oh, my
you
team,
know what they
they're on
do?
track, and
You
then
see the
never
color
do.
of their jerseys? That's what they do. They shit themselves. Except for when they got the prodigal son being Shador Sanders. All right. I'm a big advocate of him. I've been a fan even before he got to college. And he was locking in with Brady. Brady believes in him. Thomas Edward Brady believes in him. So why shouldn't I? One of my favorite players of all time, one of my favorite athletes. So I say this.
Well, Tom Brady also believes in Donald Trump, so I think that'd be
Dude, though, he had a hat. He ain't said nothing else since then.
because he knows he can't
Drop it,
say nothing.
Skip.
He's got to be Mr. Media, and how else is he gonna get these Pizza Hut commercials like you said?
Hey, Papa John sound good right about now
Someone
too.
legit like I want to see Tom Brady eat that piece of Pizza Hut because he knows damn well he's not putting that in his body. Poison! Ah!
I never thought about that. Because he on that fucking no
Well, just because
nightshade.
you sell something doesn't mean you actually have to fuck with it. Because he's selling Hertz rent a car. It's like that motherfucker doesn't rent a car. Come on.
Dude, he ain't been in a rent a car since shit, maybe 2001.
Yeah.
He ain't been on a fucking
Or I guess when he
commercial
travels to like
plane.
the when he travels to these Caribbean islands and all that, maybe he takes rental cars there. But who
What
knows?
Caribbean islands?
They say he always likes to go to like like any type of island because that's like he goes like to the ones where you
Oh,
like
I thought you
ride.
was talking about. You got to
No,
be careful when you say
he ain't
islands
doing
these
them trips.
days.
No, like his whole thing is like to get in the sun and the warm weather and all that in the off season. Like it helps the body, but also like relax and it's from practicing conditions because like he invites the guy he invited the receivers to like go on his vacations all paid for, but he was like now it's time to throw the ball for an hour and catch throw and catch for an hour because my arms got to stay loose.
You know what he need to do? He got to just go home, man. I'm talking about the home, our home. He got to
The
go
Bay
back to
Area.
Long Park. Yeah, he got to go touch the
He's
surface real
from
quick.
Sierra. He went
He
to
from
Sierra.
North.
Where did he go? Where's he actually from? He went to Sierra or went to Sarah High School.
Because I think he's above y'all, Paul, as far as that region. Because the most hated probably
San
quarterback.
Mateo. That's where. Yeah, San Mateo's where he's
That's
from.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yep. He
And
went to
then
Junipero, Sarah. So Sarah High
Aaron
School.
is like not that far from y'all, where he went to school.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the point. Is we like not about California, but like Texas, California, and Florida produce a lot of the NFL talent, especially for certain positions. But
Let me ask you a question since we
go ahead.
here. And I just mentioned him. People gonna ask this question because ESPN, they don't know shit about sports, so all they do is just yell and just talk about the same old shit every single day. I fucking hate ESPN. Who's the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? How about the motherfucker that sold shoes and people wearing with suits? Shut up. Stop asking that question. But they like the pole ride, Aaron Rod, the bad man, Stephen A. Smith, goofy ass, the bad man. How about this? That's a bad man right there. Get some fucking hair up there. Anyhow, dude, what happens with the old man? Because I said he coming back. First of all, I said he's a coach
Well,
killer.
he's not coming back to Pittsburgh.
He'll be back in Pittsburgh.
No.
We got to bet that.
You're going to lose your bet this Thursday when they announce the Oscar nominees, and Dwayne Johnson's name will not be at one of them.
Yeah, we got to talk about that on the preview show about
Yeah.
what I need to do as far as a bet because I think he gonna get nominated. If
He
not,
will not.
he been crying too much lately, so I hope he get nominated
He
because
will not.
goddamn, Dwayne he been making me say, I'm like, damn, dude, you got nominated, but you act like you lost. Like I know you lost, but damn.
We'll save it for the next episode because other. I'll go. It's gonna take 15 minutes, but Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers.
we gonna talk
Where
about what's gonna happen
where
with
will he
sinners
go?
too.
Where will he go?
Dude, he going back to the Steelers.
He
Or
can't. That no, because not
hot
just
take.
because. All right, the coach killer thing. He's only ever had
Mike
four and a
McCarthy.
half, 4.5 coaches. Mike McCarthy, Matt LaFleur, Robert Saleh. He got him fired, and then Mike Tomlin. So like I said, 4.5 because Jeff Ulbrich took over for Robert Saleh the rest of that season. So he's only ever had 4.5 coaches. So he's not a coach killer.
He killed a comp. Look what happens when he leaves the team or they go somewhere else. Look at Matt
Well,
McCarthy.
one, the Packers have been decent since he's left because, no offense, Stop, but like they've still lost every big playoff game with Aaron Rodgers, Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love,
Matt
etc.
LaFleur.
He's not La Resistance, okay? He's and the Jets thing, it's the Jets. They burn through coaches like they burn through quarterbacks. So that is what it is. And the Mike Tomlin thing, Mike Tomlin should have been let go when Roethlisberger retired. He should have gone out with his quarterback because, like I said, like they picked Kenny Pickett. What seemed good about Kenny Pickett? What on paper was like, this guy, whew, can't miss him.
Yeah, but also too, the organization loves him obviously because he's still on paper. He just can't go anywhere unless he's traded, and I doubt they're gonna trade him because it's a way of saying if he didn't step down, he probably would be the coach for the next couple of years. Because, like I said,
It's just
it
because
was one of
they're an organization. I didn't mean to cut you off because they're just an organization that doesn't want to do anything. Like we just said, like who are the quarterbacks they've signed? Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers. Like draft a guy. They could have drafted Shador. They could have moved up and picked Jackson Dart. They could have done this. Like they've scouted wide receivers better than any team has scouted wide receivers for the last 16 years, basically.
Yeah.
And they always manage to get 2 to 3 great defenders every 3 to 4 years. It just happens where they sign one, draft one, or trade for one. Either way, it works out.
Yeah.
But other than that, like when it came to quarterbacks, especially once Roethlisberger was officially done after like that 2017 season, they just got complacent. And I think that was Mike Tomlin's thing of like, well, I'm so good at coaching defense, the offense will just it can go through the motions and especially for the division they were in, which for a long time they ran because the Ravens would be up and down. They'd have a really good season, fall off, then have a really good season again. The Bengals struggled post the Carson Palmer era until they got Burrow, but as we've seen now, Joe Burrow's health is his biggest enemy. And then the Browns have always been the Browns, as we've been talking about this whole time. But he can't come if you're the Steelers. You have to sign. I mean, they can't pick Tua either. Rome, we're gonna kind of talk about that next episode.
Came out of nowhere
Because that trailer basically gave away the whole fucking movie, so I feel like I don't need to watch the movie now, which I didn't really want to begin with.
But that's all movies though. In the
this
past
one in
couple
particular,
years.
because it's a Prime movie, it's like I don't even need to click on it when you're giving it to me straight at home now, because I just watched I just watched the best parts because you don't have anything else in this movie to sell. Because one, this movie was made by a fucking algorithm. They were like, put 2 actors together, we'll create a story.
Yep.
Like they picked Dave Bautista, Jason Momoa. Let's make them brothers, or half brothers at least, because no one's gonna believe these 2 fucking guys look alike. One's 50, and the other's Jason Momoa. I'm not saying 50 to put down Dave. I'm saying like, how are they brothers? Like It doesn't make sense. And then
And
they said it
then
all in Hawaii.
2 Pacific Islanders. That's all they really said.
But Dave Bautista's barely a. I know he's Filipino, but he's barely a Pacific Islander.
No, dog.
And
He looked
Jason
more
Momoa
Filipino.
plays
Does
up
he
that
not look
Native.
more Filipino than he does white?
He does. He really does. Well,
Yeah.
when he had hair, when he had the black short hair, he really looked like.
Even now, he just looked like a big ass Filipino man.
But Jason Momoa in particular, he plays up that I'm Native American shit, or I'm
Right.
or I'm haka ha, 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 shit, like
Yeah. I don't
But
even
either
look
way.
like when I see him. I just look like, oh, that's just him. I don't know what race this motherfucker is. I quite frankly don't care.
No, but Rome, that movie just looks, and it's directed by the guy who did Blue Beetle, which I never saw.
It was a good movie.
It looks like there was a movie that I watched a couple weeks ago. I watched the movie that Shane Black did with Mark Wahlberg, Play Dirty, the one that's on Amazon Prime, like another Amazon Prime. And that movie, I was like, one, Shane Black has really fallen off because fuck, this movie was terrible. Two, there is a shocking amount of like useless or unnecessary violence. Like, and I'm not saying that like, oh, my pearls, but I'm just like headshots and gunshots where I'm like, are you doing this to seem more serious or because you can get away with it? I'm like, it's a movie that just kills people for the sake of killing people. And I'm like, okay.
What movie was this again?
Play Dirty. The movie that with Mark Wahlberg and Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh, it was really that grotesque? I thought about watching it, but I was like, I don't know.
It's horrible. Like,
Lakeith in it.
Again,
So
I was
yeah.
like, Shane Black. They put you in Hollywood jail after his Predator movie, which was more so disappointing than it being an actual bad movie. It was just obviously a movie that got recut and reshot and all that. No, but this movie, I'm like, how could you be the guy that made The Nice Guys? This is the complete opposite of that. This is just dog shit. Yeah. And the jokes aren't funny. The acting's horrible.
What was Mark Wahlberg and Lakeith Stanfield?
They're part of the same crew. Like they work together. It's based off a series of books. The Parker books, where this guy's like a criminal, but he's one of those criminals with a code. But I'm like, what kind of? He just kills everyone. Right. I think his only code is he doesn't kill
women and kids.
Women or kids. But the spoiler at the end is he kills a woman. Like, what the fuck? It's because he had to repay someone else's debt. It was just a bad movie, and it has a bad opening credit scene. But the whole time I'm like, Shane Black, take it, put him out behind the woodshed. Oh my god, I can't believe it.
I've seen that Predator movie too.
This guy made Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah, but you're talking about. See, that's the problem. He was.
I know it was 20 years ago, but that's my point. I'm like,
did he do Iron Man 2?
Iron Man 3, which is my least favorite of those.
Yeah, like when Tony was having a midlife crisis.
Yeah, the Iron Man movie where he doesn't wear the Iron Man suit. That's the one that Shane Black made.
Yeah, he barely wore that fucking suit. And then the Mandarin was trash.
Again, next episode, people. Rome, you're gonna love next episode. Again, we're gonna do the movie preview and all that. But but that Momoa Batista movie, Jess.
I'm gonna watch it.
Skip.
I might watch it.
And it's gonna be like 2 hours, and I'm like, this could be 90 minutes.
No, if it's 2 hours, I ain't going.
Because that was the thing with the Mark Wahlberg movie. I think it was like 2:10.
Why?
And
you told me the concept, and I'm like, that's an hour and 30.
And it's for twists, and the whole point is like, I can't trust you, blah, blah. And there's another twist, and then they do the thing where they show the plan. The only person who's good at showing the plan and then actually making it happen at the same time is Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie is the best guy. Like, here's what's going to happen, and he shows you and tells you at the same time, and it actually takes the whole scene, and it's perfect. But yeah, it was dreadful. It was in the bottom 10 of my list. It was alongside the Spike Lee movie, Highest to Lowest.
Yeah.
Him, which I only hated him because the last 20 minutes are really dreadful. And a lot of it's very up and down for the first hour.
I like that movie though.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next. We'll do a brief summary of last year's movies before we get to this year's movies. But yeah, it was one of those things where, like, because again, even the Spike Lee movie, I'm like, you're Spike Lee. How is the first hour of this movie the most boring movie I've seen? The last hour is okay, but I'm like, it's only okay because you gave me dog shit for the first hour. Like, oh my God.
Like when Denzel decided to get busy, like fuck it.
Yeah,
fine,
when,
I'll do it
when the
myself.
actual like moving the money starts, I'm like, this, now we got a movie. Not that hour where we were just sitting in the fucking apartment trying to figure out what to do. And yeah, no.
We ain't talking about that shit, Keeks. It's the wrong podcast.
Yeah.
The album is horrible. If y'all don't know, Keeks talking about the A$AP Rocky album. That album is ass. It would look, if I was him, my album be ass too. Cause you know why? I'm fucking married to a gorgeous billionaire and I got 3 kids. Why the fuck would I make an album to prove that I got to do something?
Act now because he was in another movie last year that got award chatter for Roseburn, and then for whatever reason, Vanity Fair put him on like the next crop of actors. I'm like, this guy's not even an actor. Like you're putting him in the same group as Glenn Powell and Austin Butler and Michael B. Jordan. Like he can't hold a candle to these guys.
Wait, you hate Austin Butler?
But at least he's gonna be in the Miami Vice movie. Like, I'll give him credit for that. That's good
probably
casting.
Won't see.
Again, as much as I love Glenn Powell was not going to be Sonny Crockett. Austin Butler, that's Sonny Crockett.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, like Sonny Crockett has long hair and smokes cigarettes and does a. All right, Tubbs. That's going to be Austin Butler. Like he can pull that off. I believe that.
And then guess what? People gonna still say he sound like Elvis. No, the fuck he don't.
He
lost that voice a long time ago.
Like this now, where he's just kind of like I got a deeper voice, but I'm not going so much southern Memphis, but I've been
he doing the Marlon Brando, bro.
And that's Ryan Gosling, because Ryan Gosling straight up said like I changed my voice to sound more like Brando because I thought that's how you should sound as an actor.
He better not do that shit in that Warfighter movie that's coming out next year.
No, because now he kind of does I think since The Nice Guys took off, he's been really in the type of like comedy. Because like him and the Fall Guy, him and Barbie, obviously he does the kind of like comedic version of his voice now, where a lot of like whoa like because that was his whole point in The Nice Guy was kind of being that guy.
Nice Guys by far one of the funniest fucking movies I ever seen in my life.
Of course,
especially that hill scene.
Because it was Shane Black. It was the guy that wrote Lethal Weapon and in Long Kiss Goodnight and fucking Last Boy Scout. This guy wrote fucking cinema classics, and then he turned out and that movie took like 4 years to make.
Uncle Ant, we about to go. You want to talk?
No, it's all right. I mean, I got time. If Ant wants to say, I got time.
Hey, man, I apologize, guys. You know,
No,
I know
David.
Right. Dave, you already know, man. I'm off that road 15 hours. So
that's that dude.
Yeah, you said that, and I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I told him straight, like, I can't be in a car for that long. I'd rather just. No.
I mean, I grew up riding with my dad truck driving. So.
Yeah. So,
but a car different than a big rig though. Big rig, you just take your ass in the back and go to sleep. But a car,
all you did was life is a highway. I'm gonna ride it all night. That was you for 15 hours.
Davis, my dad is black. He was playing Al Green for 15 hours. You didn't
have a cover of that?
Nah, I'm shocked he didn't. Shout out my I don't know if you've seen my shout out my uncle Al Green. He's coming back. He's back making secular music now. So he got an album coming out.
Wait, is Al Green still alive?
Yeah, come on now. Don't disrespect my uncle.
Y'all always do that. Is so and so still alive?
No, that's B-Dot that do that.
Yeah, that B-Dot to be killing people.
Like that Jimmy Snuka shit, bro. I couldn't breathe.
That was a good episode. I heard that one a few weeks ago. He's like, "Wait, he's dead." like
a motherfucker. Brother, I got to go. No court.
No, but I tweeted this yesterday because that Harley Race and the Hellcat shit was still funny all these days later. Because when Banks said Harley Race, that's how you were driving to Chicago. Was driving like Harley Race, like.
Hell no.
And that ice, you're done.
No, we was cooked. That was my first time driving in the snow too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is not for the fin. I've had too many spin outs or like close calls if you hit the brakes and you still slide. That
Oh
does the
yeah.
right after I make it. I legit have the
Yeah, I would too.
in my heart where it's like the Tiger Woods golf game where it does the cut zoom when you hit the ball perfectly and it rolls to the hole. It's like
So I use like the same science as like because we got hurricanes down here, we got heavy rain, so hydroplaning, and
you
I
just
like I
gotta
said,
drive super slow, super cautious.
I got a crazy dad. So I remember when I was 10 years old, it was raining hard as hell, and my dad stopped the car. Keep in mind, I said it already. I was 10 years old. It's pouring down raining. My dad stopped the car. He said, "I'm about to teach you how to drive in the rain." 10 years old. And he was like, if you start sliding, don't hit the brakes. That was the main rule. Never hit the brakes. Just slow
Yep.
down, and just turn your steering wheel and
All you do, and then you just want to.
roll with the flow.
Yep, and you just want to keep tapping the gas, not holding.
He said you drive like that Terrell.
The one time I drove with my dad, I think this is the first time I ever drove with him. I whipped the car into the gas station, and because he was like, I gotta get something to drink. Banks, you probably know that his thing is to always stop and get something to drink. I whipped the car into the gas station, and he's like, once we get back in the car, I'm driving the rest of the way. I'm like, it's 3 minutes from where we're going. He's like, I'm driving the rest of the way. After that turn, we were going to the golf course. He's like, I'm like, it's 3 minutes from here. He's like, nope, I'm driving the rest of the way. And the one time I had to drive him by forces because he was too high from, it was medical high.
Okay, I'm about to say you might want to.
I'm about to say, damn.
No, because he was either a dentist appointment or I think, or after a certain checkup where he couldn't drive himself. So, yeah, like those are the only 2 times I've actually drove my dad in the car, and the first time, like I said, I whipped that.
Yeah, I know not to get in the car with you when I come out there because
I know you ain't talking.
Nah, don't start because you about to get Amp to say something.
I ain't been in the car with you, but I've heard Amp say this, man. Like, Banks is driving is crazy. I've seen it when there are certain times I've seen you post videos where you've been driving on the. I'm like, how is he driving and posting at the same time?
Well, B-Dot said he's a good driver, so we'll go off what B-Dot said.
I am a great driver.
And then when we was
I'm a good driver.
When we was in Atlanta, Banks drove, but I wasn't with him. So, and he didn't do no damage. So we'll say he's a good driver.
I drove back from Atlanta,
and for some my girl saying I'm a bad driver. There was a night. I'm not gonna air her out, but there was a night, and I looked at her. I'm like, I can't believe you just drove like that. And she knows what it is too, but that she can't call me out for my driving when her driving is.
Well, you messed up by letting a woman drive anyway.
It's her car.
It don't matter. You say you get in the back and you make a sandwich. You don't let no woman drive.
Okay, see, and you want to call me out for being sexist earlier.
You don't never let no woman drive you anywhere. You better get on the bus next time.
But Amp, I'm glad you're here because there's something I've seen the last 2 days really that I don't know if I've heard y'all talk about it yet. But this Kai Cenat reading thing, what's that all about? I feel like this is the biggest scam going on right now.
Are you talking about they found his secret YouTube page?
So why is he like trying to be like reading Rainbow or like all that? Like what's
hold up, but okay, I seen it was making like people was making like big deals out of it because first of all, it's kind of funny because I can't remember the exact words, but it'll be like he'll come across a word and then like he'll like extravaganza or something like that, and then he'll look it up.
Yeah.
And then, but that's technically what you're supposed to do when you read. Yeah. If you don't know a word, you stop, look it up. But it was funny because it was like he was like looking up words like, come on, bro, you should know what that is. Like he was like stopping 6 minutes, like looking up a word. Like, why? Like, why you don't know that word?
That's my point of like, is this because I'm obviously number one, like I don't believe anything, everything's a work bullshit detector. All that. I don't trust. The stone cold. Don't trust anybody. None of that. Like, so is this the move for him to try to be more wholesome or something? Like, is there something to this about him trying to maybe go a different lane, a different route instead of being, I don't know, like Mr. Ball of Energies now being like Mr. Quiet Wisdom?
Man, let's cut the shit. Somebody fucked this girl. He it's tormenting. It's getting to him, man. He's
That's what Keek said.
Right
That's what Keek just said, actually.
Yeah. Look at the comment or Keeks, but I wouldn't go as far as the Dubai special, but somebody fucked this girl, and he tore up about it.
So he decided to go like Reading Rainbow. He decided to go Mr. Rogers.
He's trying to look all intellectual. You know how he played even like when his like streaming homies, like when they commenting on his shit, he's like, all right, tone that down. Like what's the young one, Rakai? He called him daddy. And Kai had commented under. He's like, "Hey man, we don't do that here." He's acting like Beast from X-Men. like I don't know what's going on with. I don't know what's going on with the young man. I don't watch it.
Like he might be having a young midlife crisis.
Well, that was the other thing. They showed him, and this is all on the For You tab that I see because I don't pay attention to any streamers or anything like that. But I saw he filmed this conversation with his mom, but they shot it from 4 different camera angles, and I'm like, how am I supposed to believe this is a genuine conversation when it cuts from y'all walking down from this side, and then the camera films you from the back, and then now it's filming you from the side as you just sat down? Like,
you said doing Kevin Dunn cuts.
No, it legit was. I'm like, is this Bohemian Rhapsody? How is this the same scene from 30 feet apart? Like, and that's what's going on. I'm like,
it's just Bohemian Rhapsody.
It doesn't take that long to cut from you seeing, especially like, why are you having 4 different camera angles for something that's supposed to be like this genuine, serious conversation? This isn't the fucking hills. Like,
so in Wrestling Burbage, he working this?
Yeah,
or is
that's
a rollout for something else?
Definitely a rollout for something.
Because they said he want to do fashion as well, so maybe it's a rollout for that.
For what, Baby Gap?
I mean, that could be a market. He about the same height as one, a toddler. Okay, so it is a rollout.
Or is this maybe like him trying to take a dick? Because he also had the Wale thing, right?
Take a what?
Take a shit. What you say?
Well, I thought Dave was about to say something else. You said take a dick, then you stop.
No, I was saying my point was try and take a shot at Wale.
Oh, okay.
For like being intellectual, like y'all are saying, like, because the whole point was like he basically dissed Wale and without like
Wale. I get what you mean, but Wale ain't like that, bro. Wale ain't that intellectual.
Nah, he always seems like that to me. He always does seem with that, like, well, you know.
Who taking their time out? No offense to Wale. Who taking their time out to diss Wale, bro?
That's why I guess that is a fair point too.
Somebody making a secret YouTube channel to diss Wale out of all the things you can do.
Yeah, that is a fair. Yeah, but
how did people find the secret YouTube?
Because people unemployed.
Exactly.
I mean, people found the burner Kendrick Lamar account where he was doing Muslim ups to the stylistics.
Always are fixated on that in the was it Ebony Prince 2K4 or whatever that name was. The
the Ebony man. We need to find out who that was.
That was him. I don't want to talk about that because it's Sunday, but that was him.
Yeah, that was.
That don't matter, especially for
shit with the type of shit that midget do. Yeah.
Man, I remember I was on that Ebony Prince page, bro, at like 3 a.m., bro. I had to watch some cartoons after watching that shit.
Dog, legit, he was moving like Saw. What's the dude? Jigsaw? Yeah, he was moving like him.
When they posted on that page that surveillance of Drake talking to that one special needs kid in the wheelchair, and it showed like an aerial view of it, and then it showed like a picture of like Drake throwing away that shirt that was on that cover, that Fat Farm shirt that was on the what was that, Meet the Grams?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with the meet the grams and the Ozempic pills with Drake name on it, and it showed like a surveillance of like Drake throwing it away, and then it on the cover. I was like, we're not gonna talk about
stuff, Chloe.
we
were still recording around that time. That was a good time to bring it because, like I was saying, this is some legit like.
we talk about that. That's some scary shit.
We're not gonna talk about how odd this is.
Magic, summoning stuff from the grave type energy, like he was on of like.
Yeah, when that shit happened, like people just like roll past it too quick. I was like, "Come on, bro!"
That's all I'm like. Y'all might want to do some
song after that where he says "You a fan" and everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" Like,
that's what wizards be doing. I'm like, dude,
he did a good job to cover his tracks. Because, like I said, that shit was too demonic. We were almost.
You seen what Cole did? Cole said, I ain't got no. I don't want nothing to do with this.
Which is why this whole album announcement pissed me off because I was talking about this weekend. Like, this man said, "I surrender in the fight." Drake took an L. He took the biggest L of all time. I'll say that as a Drake fan. I'll say that for the rest of he lost. He straight up got his ass kicked. He put up a fight for the first round, but the rest of it, he got slaughtered.
Yeah, it's Floyd versus Mosley.
J. Cole straight up said, "Y'all having a fight?" No. I gotta get out of here. No. And now he wants to come back and do the same thing he always does, which is, "Who's the man? I'm the man. Who's the man? I'm the man."
We not little no more.
I know. Me and Banks did a bonus episode. What we called him? We called him Compton Candy Man. I forgot what we called him on that episode. I gotta look back at it.
Compton Pennywise.
Yeah, Compton Pennywise.
Yeah, because I listened to that one this week when I was back at work. Yeah, that's what you'll call it. But yeah, the J. Cole again. No one should ever take J. Cole seriously after that, ever.
I don't know. He rapping too good on that new song. He just had to go back to the rap. You can't give him that
because he rapped about being the best and then said, "Hey man, yo, we don't need a fight. It's just music. It's music. It's just music. It's just no. Please don't mention. I got stuff at home. I don't want you to mention. It's all good. Like, you know,
that'll make you bow out too.
Yeah.
If your house ain't in order and you following multiple women on IG, that'll do it.
But no, that shit pissed me off because he came back again, and he's got the Lamborghini SUV, so it's always that fake humble shit of like, yeah, I got the fancy car, it's not the fanciest, you know, and I'm washing it myself. I hate that shit.
This ain't the 2026 model. This the 2020 model.
Yeah,
I hate that shit.
Kendrick gonna be like, "Hey man, why you got a house in New York and you riding that bike in New York and your family in North Carolina? Like, explain that."
Right? Why you not driving there? Why you not taking a taxi?
Yeah,
doing cardio from Long Island all the way to Manhattan is insane. This is something Rome talked about. He said, I'm going back to the comment section. He said Blueface get more numbers than Kai. Is that true?
For stream, I mean, y'all are the streaming experts because the whole thing about the Kai Cenat thing I said was just seen on the timeline because I've never checked out his streams at all.
My favorite streamer is Finesse 2 times.
Yeah. Hey, look, Keeks know what we talking about on that one.
Yeah, my favorite streamer right now, Finesse 2 times. It's funny how Finesse 2 times stream because you know most streamers they post up by the computer and like just be talking.
Yeah,
but that's
why that video of his mom pissed me off. I'm like, you talk to one camera all day. How do you know to have 4 different cameras to film this conversation on the rocks? Like, how you talk to one camera?
Now, Finesse 2 times when he streams, he do it like IG Live. He just post up his phone and just be yelling for 2 hours in his phone. I'm like, bro, that's not how you supposed to Twitch stream, but fuck it, let's rock.
And cutting full Iron Sheik promos, and he probably on something perhaps for the nose, because bro, it ain't no soul in his eyes. Davis, I seen some videos. It's some funny shit. Or Keeks has seen some videos. Goes
back to what I said. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, if that's working for him, then hey, stick with it.
Dude, legit, he just be angry, but it's funny. Like, I love funny anger. He just be like, fuck, what he said about Offset? He said,
offset, onset, outset.
I ain't gonna fight with you. I ain't no Stone Cold Steve Austin. I ain't no Rock.
He said, I ain't no goddamn WWE, no WWC. He said, I ain't Chuck Liddell.
That's the one that broke me. I ain't Chuck Liddell. I ain't gonna sit up there and fight with you.
He said, I ain't no pay. He said, I don't want to wrestle. This ain't no pay-per-view.
Damn, shit about to do 20 kicks.
Yeah, Suge fucked up. She failed 2 piss tests, and she was she was I think she was on like she like evaded she was evading the police. Yeah, she about to be cooked.
Yeah, then they got arrested in Texas too.
Yeah,
boy, with some weed. Salute. He ain't gonna never be able to order DoorDash now. That's
I'm
the funniest
hungry.
video, Davis.
I'm hungry.
And
I'm not ordering no DoorDash.
And she called him, and he didn't even ask her like, how do you do this? It's just, I love you. She said, I love you. And then this man looked like and I felt bad. He looked like he legit was about to have a mental breakdown. His girl was like, I love you. And this call has been disconnected. He just walked away from the camera like, bruh, it's over. I'm about to be hungry and I'm sad.
And he said, hey, bitch. I mean, he said, hey, bitch, you not understanding right now. I'm in a hotel because I got shows this weekend. If I'm doing shows, I'm going to be in a hotel. I'm tired of motherfuckers saying I'm homeless. What you not understanding, bitch?
I just remembered what else I wanted to ask you, Amp, because to me, it was an unnecessary criticism thing. The woman who was super positive to Liam Cohen at the press conference.
Oh yeah, people just don't got loving grandmas.
Is she someone who's kind of known in Jacksonville by chance?
Yeah, she's just a reporter in Jacksonville. She's just a kind lady. She was just giving him some words of affirmation, and then people didn't like it. Like it was just a talk that your grandma, if you have a black, I don't know how white grandmas operate, but if you got a loving black grandma like mine, she's gonna give you she's gonna give you nice, kind words. She's gonna be like, it's okay, baby, everything gonna be fine.
Yeah. That's the thing. I was like, I can when I heard it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely an older black woman for sure. And that's what I thought. Maybe she's local media, because the way by saying Duval at the end and all that, I'm like, and he handled it good too. Like he just kept on, because you could tell he was obviously defeated since it was such a close game. But I think the rest of the media completely overreacted by saying this is so unprofessional. This is why some of us, especially women, can't get taken seriously, because when you're put in this position, I'm like, settle down. First of all, it's the last game of the season. She just straight up was giving positive encouragement, because again, they lost a close game, and in his first season, he turned the entire team around and won the division. That's better than the fucking same old shit of why didn't it work?
Exactly.
Why didn't you win the game? Well, what if you had the chance to do it all over again? Blah blah blah. Because even Scott Van Pelt defended her. He's like, hey, it's okay to be nice sometimes, especially with the way the world is.
Yeah, only person
and then Pat McAfee again defended her too, because that seems like we just need good energy sometimes. Not everything has to just be tear the guy apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bum. What's that bum name? Shady McCoy. He was the one leading the charge on that shit. He was trying to have her fired, and she can't be fired. She's an independent reporter, so she freelance, so she doesn't work for anybody. So it's I didn't get it.
Yeah, and especially look at the wrestling media. That would drive people crazy. We got people asking about fucking Waffle House orders. What's that have to do with the fucking show?
Okay, I'm out of here.
Just because y'all got food on your mind 24/7? Shit.
See y'all later, man. I'm out of here, man.
Bro, y'all need to let that kid live, bro.
Fucking A.
You and Manny be on his head. Let that boy live, man.
That shit's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. Not a woman saying you did a good job. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. Not, hey, Tony Storm, what do you eat at Waffle House?
That's what he said.
That's what I'm thinking about right now, is what I'm going to go eat once I leave this press conference.
You definitely don't sound like that.
I don't give. That's what they all sound like that to me. They all sound like that.
Point taken. But leave that kid alone. Anyhow, no, that
kid, he's a grown man. What do you mean that
he's younger than you?
That doesn't mean he's a kid. A kid is 2 years old. to 16. That's a kid.
So you could chop them in their throat when they're 2 years old?
If you're Stu Hart. or Antonio Inoki. I mean, I think those would be the only two. Nah, but yeah,
just stretching the kid is hilarious.
The one person who did that was Marv Marinovich, the father of Todd Marinovich. He was the first guy to start incorporating like all these different aspects of physical training. He then wrote the story of the Robo QB because since his son was born, he was like stretching his bones, having him do these extras like Todd, which is why Todd Marinovich was a freshman and the starter at Mater Dei High School, because he had literally been bred his whole entire life to become an athletic specimen by his dad. It was a crazy story. There was an ESPN article and then a good documentary about it. But yeah, he literally was doing stuff like that since he was 8 months old or something like that.
Man, Joe Paterno would have been happy to have him at his school.
Yeah.
But Amp, our next episode is going to be doing the movie preview of this upcoming slate. But what were some of your favorite or least favorite movies of this past year by chance?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I didn't really watch that many movies last year. I don't know what I had going on.
I was kind of thinking that for the point of like, are you going to be one of these guys that's happy when Warner Brothers is officially bought by Netflix that the theatrical window will be shorter so you can watch kind of more movies that are in theaters at home?
I mean, I'm the bootleg man. I'm gonna watch them regardless. Soon as they hit that website, I did only. Damn, man, I fucked up last year. I seen Sinners, of course. I seen all the hype movies. One battle after another. I seen that shit, but yeah, I'm just really. Did y'all talk about the new Anaconda movie? How it's like breaking box office records. Like, who is watching that shit?
That was
they keep inflating numbers.
There are two movies that shouldn't make any sense in terms of the money they've generated. Avatar 3, because I haven't seen anyone that I follow specifically talk about Avatar 3.
I'm sorry, Avatar is one of the movies you just don't question it. Like if it beat the record, like whatever.
But I haven't seen a single person I legit follow
whatever,
say Avatar 3 was great or anything like that. And then the Anaconda movie, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe the marketing worked with and it was post-Christmas, so maybe people wanted to see more of a comedy. But yeah, that doesn't make sense. It was a cheap movie to make, which is why they're bragging that it's actually a box office hit. But yeah.
Yeah, but that Anaconda movie, I'm sorry, bro. That's them fake numbers. Like who nobody's watching that movie. It pretty much grossed up how much more than the original Anaconda, right?
Well, I think the original Anaconda 2 is one of those things that was a bigger hit at Blockbuster than it actually was in theaters. I think it was one of those movies that started the if it failed in theaters, we might have a second life on home video.
Yeah, I remember I seen the original Anaconda movie. We went to go see that at the I don't know if they still got these to today. It probably doesn't. You remember the Dollar movie theater?
I think they got some back home.
Yeah, we saw
it. I don't know the California, but Southern they do.
I remember we went to go see Anaconda at the Dollar movie theater, and we went to go see my shout out my cousin that was on the live stream. It was his mom. We all had went to go see Anaconda, and we in a movie theater. It's packed, and you know the part when they was like, you thought Ice Cube was about to get killed when the snake had wrapped his body around him. He jumped up in the movie theater. She said, "Oh no, not Ice Cube, no!" And we in the middle of the movie theater. We like, sit down.
The only I spoke about this on an episode a few weeks ago where I said the guys when I saw The Running Man, there were the guys that went crazy when Daniel Ezra, aka Spencer James, showed up on screen. They're like, "Spencer James, Coop, bro, Coop," and I was like, "Fuck my life right now." Like, why is this my screen? But yeah, I never really had too many instances in a movie where people jumped up and like went crazy for what was going on in the movie. I mean,
Django. That was my best movie experience.
Oh, that would be a good movie to see, I bet. Yeah, Django.
Bro, I went on Christmas Day, Christmas Day, bro. The black people, we was laughing at shit. White people's like, oh no.
Seeing Django on Christmas is crazy.
That shit
That's when it was released.
Yeah, it came on Christmas Day.
I mean, you ain't got to go see it on Christmas Day. Just
Yes, you do. It's Django.
And what's it called? I was about to say that the original cast of Django is still a underrated cinematic what if, not just the Will Smith as Django part.
He would have liked the whoopings.
Kevin Costner was supposed to be Big Daddy, the part that Don Johnson played. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt was. I don't think Joseph Gordon-Levitt was supposed to play Calvin Candy, but he was supposed to.
This man thinks ridiculous, bro.
You see how things should be ignored.
Well, that's why he did that Emancipation movie after the slap. So
no, he got spat on
for that atonement. Either way,
he got spat on. Davis, correction. If you spit on me, ain't no more movie. It's over.
Well, he's let his wife embarrass him for fucking.
Well, we ain't seen her in years, and we might want to check on her, huh?
I'm good.
Now he going to the Amazon. Hey, that's the beaver nuts.
Child Bucky's.
Hey, put them in some milk,
environments. Bro. No, so I really don't go to, especially living in Minnesota. There aren't too many urban environments to see.
Yes, it is. You got to go around the Somalians.
Well, those are the guys at the Running Man screen I told you.
They bought the Running Man right now. How it is in your state?
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Whoa. We already went a lot of crazy political. I'm not going that far there. No.
Yeah. Hey, it was about to get dark. We start talking about Obama. I said I can't do this right now.
But yeah, no. The Anaconda. When I found out the point of the Anaconda movie was to acknowledge that the previous Anaconda movie existed in that world, that's where I was like. Why do our ideas have to suck these days? Why does everything have to be so shitty? Like,
wait, so they making fun of breaking the fourth wall?
Yeah, pretty much.
They grew up watching Anaconda, and their purpose in life is to fund their own remake of it. This is the guy who made that Nick Cage movie where he plays Nick Cage for Pedro Pascal. So yeah, he's into that.
Oh, it's a shoot.
That meta fourth wall type of comedy, yeah.
It's a shoot, remember? No, bro, you taking imagination away.
Like I said, I think we talked about this on one of the last episodes. They gave away Ice Cube in the trailer that he shows up.
That's where they fucked up. But they needed to do that though.
But then right after opening weekend, it leaked online that Jennifer Lopez shows up at the end of the movie as Jennifer Lopez.
Wait, not as the character, but as Jennifer Lopez.
As Jennifer Lopez, yes.
What were you doing, man?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like ideas today and movie. I mean, because this is what I mean. I said about this week, the way that y'all talk about movies, like movies today. I think they either want to get too creative for their own good, and want to be too like I just said, like meta commentate on everything that's going on, commentate on themselves. Like you can't do that the way the guys that did 21 and 22 Jump Street. Like they're experts at that. They're acknowledging in their own movie that we know we're remaking something that doesn't need to be remade, but we're gonna have fun with it. That's the whole point of the scene with the police captain is like, we're restarting the Jump Street program. I don't know why, but it seems like a good time and a lot of ideas. Like,
yeah, and that. Oh, we definitely doing that, Zil. I guarantee you that. And cousin, he a director too, so we just got to get the funding for it.
I've had ideas, but I don't think I could just sit down and actually like write a whole movie. Because
yes, you can, mother. You just heard. Did you not just hear Anaconda 2?
That's my point. Yeah. Halfway through, I would be like, "Oh, they sound like if they made that, why would they want to make this?"
Hey, welcome to being a writer. You know how many people say that as a writer? They like.
That's why I stopped being a writer.
Yeah, you fucked up. You supposed to. You know how many writers say, "Oh, this shit is ass," and then it ended up becoming a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
The only people that was confident was Matt Damon and Ben Affleck for Good Will Hunting.
No, because they got told your original idea doesn't make sense. You should change it. Because don't forget, the first half of Good Will Hunting is a movie that exists. The second half, it turns into Jason Bourne.
But look, your first draft is gonna be ass, right? Or it's gonna be horrible. Second, gonna be ass. Your third is gonna be awful. The third, fourth might be horrible.
Well, you sounding like the first day after Thanksgiving. Good. Second, that's what you sound right now.
That's what writing is. It's Thanksgiving food. There you go.
Yeah.
So you got 6 days to eat it.
Well, and then here's what happens: you write your script, they take it, and then they have someone else rewrite it. Then it goes back to normal after they don't like that person's rewrite, and then they get someone else entirely to rewrite. Well, because that's why all the Star Wars movies have turned out to be shit, because they hired someone to write it, then they hired someone to rewrite it. Then like, well, no, let's go back to what we were gonna do, and then they bring on someone else to save it after the movie's been shot to rewrite a movie that's been shot so they can do additional photography, and that's what, again, the chaos that Hollywood's in.
That's because Kathleen Kennedy had no idea. Thank God she stepped down, and I won't scare
Dave
her
Filoni
imposed
isn't
by
going to be
being
the
a
king
nerd.
either, because everything he's going to do is about my cartoons. Let's put my cartoons on the screen. That's what needs to be done. Like, I didn't watch those fucking cartoons. I wasn't a kid anymore.
You talk about the Rebels and all that.
Rebels and yeah, the first of all, that's not Clone Wars to me. Clone Wars to me is Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars, the animated cartoon Clone Wars, not the CGI bullshit Clone Wars. The one that he made in 2004, 2005. That's the real Clone Wars.
Yeah, Keith, I gotta actually finish that series or that season.
You don't watch Power, right?
Nah.
Yeah, I think Kiki and Dodd are the only people that interact, and well, I guess you that only people that interact with that. Actually,
I watch Power, but I never watched like none of the spinoffs.
The spinoffs.
The Tommy one is essentially John Wick. My fault, Davis. It's essentially just John Wick.
Well, the Tommy Show is a show that's made for me, but I don't want to watch it. That's the point of the Tommy Show. It's a show that's made for guys like me, but I'm like, this show is so poorly written, acted, and directed, I'm not gonna watch it.
No, they back, bro. Apparently, and Keith can attest. Apparently, they said this series finale this season, this their best one, because he already took over Chicago at this point. See, bam, there you go. That's why I love Keith. There you go.
Chicago with Chief Keef in them around. How can he?
Chief Keef in LA.
How can he run Chicago with?
Oh, Larry, they took it over. Because look, the first season he got there.
Cornrow Wallace, where are they at? They ain't running Chicago anymore.
Cornrow Wallace, how they taking over a GLC in Chicago still? And was out there. He had a chance to take over.
I mean, I got dreads and I wear tech fleece, so I blended in, so I was all right.
Blended in Chicago perfectly.
I might watch the spinoffs one day. I'm not watching that Raising Kanan show. That looks terrible.
She done spoiled it.
No, because I saw the clip and I'm like, this kid hasn't been able to act for 10 years at this point. No offense, Smucker, but you cannot act, sir. Find another profession.
Which one is Tariq on?
He had his own show,
yes.
And then he showed up on this show. He had the Book 2 Ghost. And now it seems like they're gonna do either he's gonna join the Tommy Show force, like Banks said, or they're gonna spin them off to have. Again, that's the other point. They spin off these shows like they're actually good. Just make one long show. You could have done that the whole time. Like you could have just made season 20 like they did with fucking Supernatural on the CW for 20 years. but instead they're like, let's have a spinoff. Let's have a spinoff. What about another spinoff? Like,
oh no, Keeks, do Ghost come back, or that's he for real cook? Let me know. Text me that. Hey, I don't want to spoil that.
If they did that, they're no worse than the Fast and Furious, because when they brought back Han, I was like, you can't.
I mean, if you brought back 50 Cent after he got the way he got smoked, you can bring back anybody.
But that's 50 Cent, the producer, saying, "Hey, I need a job. You got to put me back on the show."
Yeah, Raising Kanan is actually really good. BMF is horrible.
Okay,
I hated BMF after the first season.
I'm not watching BMF.
Yeah, after the first season, it was like, all right, bro.
But BMF got nothing to do with Power.
No, but it's that saying.
It's just the 50 Cent producing tree.
I tried to watch BMF. That's the worst show ever. I actually, you know what's funny, and this may sound fucked up. You're not supposed to judge anybody, but I judge people that watch BMF and Baddies. I put them in the same category. Yeah, if you watch BMF and Baddies, you just. I think I'm better than you. I'm sorry.
Last week I told Banks I'd rather watch Baddies and watch Stranger Things.
So I went too far. I'm sorry.
No. But I honestly would rather watch Baddies and watch Stranger Things. So.
Oh wow.
No, I get it, and I like Stranger Things, but I like baddies too.
You like the worst shit there is. And then you'll say it's terrible after you like it. So I don't care.
Here we go. Both of them that accuse me of being Big Show 03.
That's what you are, nigga.
Big Show 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09.
Hey, when he went broke in 2015 when they kept calling him broke.
Big Show had the worst storylines. He was
ever.
He was Vicky Guerrero's secret lover. He was the Miz and Chris Jericho's tag team partner. He was, they had Big Show doing.
Wait, say that again. I don't remember. You talking about Jericho?
It was Jericho, and then it was Show Miz after that.
Show Miz.
Oh shit, I do remember Show Miz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think didn't he turn on Jericho and join the Miz and got Show Miz. I like Jericho.
They had like a real turn, but the point of it's like because that's the era when Chris Jericho was wearing suits, like I said earlier, and then they had Big Show start showing up in suits too. Like, where'd you get this big ass suit from?
Right. He can't go to big and tall, bro. He just got a designer come to his crib and he just lay on his back. Pause.
But yeah, Show Miz, and then what was he doing after? Most of 2011 and 2012, he wasn't doing too much.
I think he had that program with John Cena for like the 20 or not 20th time,
they
but
ran
like
back the
7 years later.
Contract where he was John Laurinaitis' like #1 guy after Laura Tenzai failed as John Laurinaitis' #1 guy.
And that's when his knees was for real cooked.
But do you remember how he lost to Cody Rhodes by just stepping on the table for the table match?
Oh yeah, for the IC title.
Yeah, that's the year I was getting back into wrestling after not watching it for a year, and I'm like, this is some bullshit. You just he stepped on the table and they counted. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Is that before that's before he got the mask when he broke his face, right?
No, that's after the mask. That's after
he was the before he became Stardust.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And then when he got with Stardust, baby, we're gonna put a tag.
So Cody Rhodes' career went from Dusty Rhodes' son.
Skinny.
He's priceless with Ted DiBiase. Then that turns into Legacy. After Legacy, he becomes Dashing Cody Rhodes.
That was his best gimmick. The Dashing Cody Rhodes.
Most of that second half of 2010 and early half of 2011, I wasn't watching as much. So one time I turned on SmackDown and he was doing like Q-tips are essential. I'm like, what the hell is Cody Rhodes doing? And then he had the mirror on the jacket.
Yeah.
And it said Dashing Cody. And then I'm like, DC. I'm like, because that's I'm like Dashing. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like, and then again, like you just said, he gets the Rip Hamilton mask because Rey Mysterio busts his nose for real with his knee brace. And then he just becomes regular Cody Rhodes when he's IC champ after that with the hooded jacket. Then he becomes Cody Rhodes with the mustache.
Yeah.
As part of Rhodes Scholars with Damian Sandow. And then it's the Rhodes Dynasty, right? Is what they call it? Yeah, him, Dusty, and Goldust. And then he becomes Stardust after that. And that's when he comes up with the idea for basically the American Nightmares when he asked his release. Because have you ever seen that promo they shot? The test promo with him and Brandy?
I can see that.
It was something, I can't remember if they had leaked it after he had already started being on the indies, but it was like that 2016 probably where he was dressing in his suits and Brandy was doing a lot of the talking, and it was, I think, Rhodes Industries, kind of play on like Stark Industries and Tony Stark, where he was going to kind of be like the Cody Rhodes that he was going to turn into eventually with the 3-piece suits and his wife as the manager. That's the idea I think that they pitched and then they turned down.
Good.
Which is then why he asked his or accepted his release. Or no, I'm sorry. Next, he didn't renew his contract when it was set to expire.
Yeah, that's when he was at ROH and he was having matches with Flip,
Jay Lethal, Flip Gordon, all of them. Yeah.
Where Flip Gordon work at?
I think he was part of that.
I'm about to say he got an HVAC certification.
Maybe he's at in NWA now at this point.
He definitely need that HVAC certification. And we know somebody. That's what we doing. Ain't no more truck driving. We got the plug for the HVAC. Because after seeing that card for TNA, I said, yeah, bro, HVAC. Everybody need an HVAC certification.
Yeah, we got that plug for that. If y'all want to get y'all shirts, yeah, my little brother do HVAC. But I don't know why the fuck why is my AV the Pog dude? Like this what happened when you let people like Banks on your StreamYard account. He do shit like this. Why is this my AV?
Hey, don't free him either.
I didn't see you want to say
don't free him.
I'm like, what happened on your last recording that I don't know about yet? Like,
nah, Banks was on the StreamYard account. He do stuff like this right here. Like why? Like why?
We
bro?
cuss all the fucking time.
Jeez, man. Yeah, don't free him. I found out actually what his charges was.
Yeah.
Wait, he's locked up?
Yeah.
He just got locked up.
Sheesh.
Yeah, he was tripping.
Yeah, he got too crazy with the Pogs.
Yeah.
I mean, if he see one that might be on the show this week, he gonna definitely flip out. Hey man, patreon.com/RAO podcast. It'll be on the main episode too, but tap in.
Yeah.
But you said Ashton Cody Rhodes is his best gimmick.
I think so. I liked it a lot, especially when he had the people come out. And he was like passing people the
bags,
the brown bags to put over there. I like the cat.
Well, he also carried that carried over to when he had the Rip Hamilton mask too. When he was
and then he brought back the I hated it for a long. They kept it too long. The white IC title.
I liked it.
Yeah.
It looked cool. It looked cool, but they should have
now.
kept it for like his gimmick. Like he brought back the white IC title, then they like kept it for like 5 years. Too long.
Well, okay, so because I mean, Mello was the one that started the rumor with he wants to bring back the spinner title. So I don't know if they would actually let him bring back the U.S. spinner title or a variation of it. But like that's the thing, because when you bring back or when you create a new title, then has to stick around. Like I don't think they ever thought that John Cena's spinner title would last as long as it did. It seemed it was obviously made for him, and the first person to take it off of him was Edge, which is why, as they showed in that Untold, he wanted to have his own design for the WWE Championship. And Vince and them were like, "It's gonna go back to Cena. Why do you think you're gonna get your own belt? Like, come on now, Adam, shut up, get out of here."
The rated R title.
He had a rated R title.
No, he wanted his rated R title, like the one he came up with himself, looked like the IC title. Like it had that same type of belt design. But no, they were just like they just slapped the R on the spinners instead and told him, "There you go."
Like, no, this is the face of the business right now. He the only one that's keeping us alive. We talking about all promotions. No.
I know we talking about the which title we talking about? We talking about
the World Championship spinner.
Yeah. Okay. Am I the only person that liked that belt? I like that belt a lot.
No, that's my favorite. That's my favorite belt of all time is the big gold belt.
Yeah, like that's one of my favorite. I mean, it doesn't. Of course, nothing beats the big eagle one. Yeah, the one from the 90s. But of course, even the one before that.
I always think that title's overrated in my opinion. Just because I didn't grow up with it, but every time I look at it, I'm like, it's not a bad belt. But to me,
you're talking about the Attitude Era eagle, right?
Both of them. I think the Attitude Era one though is better looking than the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels era one though.
Yeah. But that spinner,
the Attitude Era one's also way better than the one they had from 2002 to until John Cena changed it. That belt was terrible. The one that Eddie Guerrero and Brock Lesnar and JBL had, that belt sucked.
It was
the Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah, the Ruthless Aggression era WWE Championship. To me, that one always looked bad.
Zero right there. We ain't title, but then our Attitude from our era, the Attitude title was
No, the Attitude Era is a good belt. Yeah,
that was a good belt. Man, that one
better than the World Heavyweight title that went from NWA to WWE.
Yeah.
The Ric Flair title. Yeah, the Ric Flair title as it's known.
Yeah.
Big Go cool, but dudes like Jack Swagger held that belt. So there you go.
That's why everyone got pissed about it. Is that after a while it got so devalued when guys like him, Alberto Del Rio, that was. I mean,
to be fair,
that became. Go ahead.
My fault. To be fair, Alberto Del Rio, great worker.
Yeah.
But he's a fucking prick.
Terrible
He can
person.
work in the ring, but he's a terrible person. Yeah,
A hell of a worker though.
almost.
But
Definitely.
Jack Swagger having any type of title, hell, don't even give him the hardcore title.
Yeah, and I think the only titles he actually had were the ECW championship. That belt sucked. The silver ECW title. That's one of the worst belts of all time. The one they made for Mark Henry.
Matt Hardy belt.
And then Matt Hardy had it, and then that's unfortunately the one that Christian had to keep defending when he was the king of ECW.
Vince knew what he was doing. That's why he made the title trash.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, Jack Swagger I think was only really ECW champ, US champ, world heavyweight champ, and I'm pretty sure that was it. Money in the Bank winner. I don't think he ever really held any titles after those. I don't think he was IC champ. I don't think he was ever a tag champ.
We the people with Dutch Mantel.
What he said? He said he got a smoking hot wife.
And she wasn't. She is not.
Yeah, she wasn't.
Yeah.
I never seen his wife. I took his word for it.
She's not even a golfer's wife type of attractive. Yeah, because when guys get like this, the tan blonde, they think like the skinny tan blonde, like, oh, they think they're made. Like, no.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Eve.
The card girl that we talked about. That now.
Shout out to Eve for bringing her back into our memory. I'm like, yo, I forgot all about her.
I did as well.
Don't worry about it. I'll send you the ad later.
Your Abby would then make a lot of sense if you saw her.
Yeah, hey, I don't know what white dudes call. They call them smoking hot tamales. She's a firehouse.
She's a smoke show.
She's a smoke show. She's a babe.
She's a babe. Sweet. What else do we call them? No,
Gorge.
Hot tamales. No, they wouldn't call them a white woman that. Because again, white guys like to get racist with calling women attractive, which is the whole like, give me that piece of chocolate and all that shit. That's the type of coffee I like. Yeah, they like to get racist with.
Is that what Ben Affleck said when he saw Jay Cargill?
Well, I thought you were going to say Jennifer Lopez. I'm like, but don't forget, Ben Affleck is technically Spanish as well, sir. So he can say.
That man was not trying to look up. He was doing the no sell. He was like, yeah. So when we did the movie, it's a fine motherfucker right here.
Again, they got Jay Cargill at movie premieres, but not defending her title since she's won it. I'm just saying.
I'm fuck with y'all. Hey man, good episode. We out the mud.
It's like she can't wrestle. I don't know what's going on. And especially after the last 2 women she wrestled got injured. I mean, like, what? What do you mean? Mia Yim and B-Fab got injured after their matches with Jay Cargill. What? How could that have happened? I mean,
you gotta look at it this way, David. She a Florida woman and she's Jamaican. She don't know how to throw no fake punches. Or
maybe she's just not a wrestler. I mean,
it's out the mud. Hey, my brother, I agree with you, but I ain't gonna say too much.
All y'all get scared to criticize her. Why? Because she's looking at y'all on Twitter?
I ain't on Twitter. I don't give a fuck. Bianca can still hurt. Hey, man, she might have to get that surgery then.
Yeah, at this point.
Tommy John surgery or whatever.
Because like I said, Bailey has worked with a bad hand. Adam Cole worked with a bad hand. If you have a bad, what did Ronnie Lott do? Chop that shit off. Let's go.
I think she just avoiding the surgery. You gotta get the surgery, young lady. She's trying to like let it like naturally heal. Like if like what was WrestleMania was damn near a year ago. If it didn't stop swelling by now, come on, get the surgery.
Yeah, maybe she into that. Put some oil on it.
Oh, I was about to
sprinkle some crack on it.
I'm like, with the way modern medicine is, I know I was just in the hospital. Like, you can't tell me you can't fix a finger within a matter of days. Like, come on.
Yeah, they got a bullet wound out you. They definitely can fix.
Okay, don't start.
You walking perfect. She probably definitely trying to do it the holistic way. You got to pray on it. You got to put it in some Epsom salt.
What else do they do? What else?
I don't know. All that shit. Put blood on it. I don't know.
No. I definitely got like a jam finger. Like just put in some Epsom salt 2 days and it definitely healed. But her shit falling off the bone. Her shit falling off the bone. Tenderism. You gotta get that surgery.
You get a finger splint. You get tape. You get something. You don't just like let it be the way it is. Like
that's what Keith said. Her finger's still swollen. If it's still swollen after a year, don't they eventually got to get rid of the finger? Am I tripping?
Well, that's what I said. You do the Ronnie lot.
Yeah, it's still swollen. She was on what's that? Nobody does. Anybody even watch that show? That 106 Apart Sports Show with Cam Newton?
I didn't know that existed.
She was on there and she showed her finger and it was still swollen. It's big as shit still to this day.
How is Cam Newton doing everything he's doing? Shit, I'll give him credit for that.
He got 5 kids. He got to work all them jobs. He got 5 kids and only one of them or 2 of them is his. He got to work all these jobs.
Where are the rest of them from?
Past relationship.
But he takes care of them?
Yeah, he adopted all his girls. One of his girls had like a bunch of kids and he just adopted them. Better than me.
He really is a good guy. I'm not mad that he's a good guy, but I'm just like, yeah, I guess he really is a good guy at the end of the day.
Hey, I told you, man. When she got more than 2 kids, that's how you know it's fire.
But like, I never thought, again, I just think Cam Newton's opinions are bad 75% of the time. He makes a lot of sense. Obviously, if you know, with the Keon Coleman thing, he turned out to be accurate about that.
I missed it. I was on a road yesterday, so I missed all the games. So I don't know. I just logged on and a bunch of people was at me like I invented the meme. I didn't know.
At this point, you basically he would give you co-ownership of it.
Because when he played the Jags and he caught the pass, niggas was sending they were sending me cookie emojis. So I remember
karma.
Yeah, that's the first thing I said in the group chat with Eve.
So he dropped the pass yesterday. Excuse me to the chat. I was on the road yesterday, so I missed everything. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he dropped the pass.
Much in the second game because it wasn't much of a game.
Yeah, then I seen all like Bo Nix broke his ankle or some shit like that. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, which I wasn't paying much attention for most of that game because I don't want to watch Bo Nix and the Broncos play. But but he threw a hell of a pass to set up overtime. When the Bills marched back down to make it a little bit like it was a crit because I saw one reporter on Twitter tweet it and I'm like, well, this guy is a legit. I've seen this guy report legit stuff, and I'm like, no way. And it wasn't like the way the account and the words are scrambled to make it seem like it's the parody version. I'm like, if he broke his ankle, that's a weird thing to say right now because what the fuck? And then the NFL account legit posted that he broke his ankle, and I sent it to Dot and Banks. I'm like, if you're Buffalo, you really have to be pissed now because
you can't beat a one-legged man.
No, well, he got one-legged I think more towards the end of the game because no way.
They couldn't close it out.
Well, and again, it's a team sport, but my point is like, you really blew it by Josh Allen throwing the pick and then Trey White blatant pass interference because that ball. And everyone knew too, that ball hung up in the air like it was never going to come down. And he just wraps up, I think it was Cortland Sutton who he threw to, and just throws him down. And obviously the ref is like, dude, that's pass interference. And then Trey White's like, it's not pass interference. What are you talking about? And then he throws his helmet in front of the ref.
Misconduct. Yeah.
But at that point, like you just lost the game. So do whatever you want to do. I agree. Someone tweeted that. Like, the game's already over because they're going to kick the field goal no matter what. And no way there's probably a chance he could hit the upright and it ricochet onto the field. But yeah, so Bills did the Bills thing. They blew the game, and then Seattle just stomped my Niners. It was not even close. And the game started with Seattle running back the first kick return. And that's where I knew I was like, we're doomed. Yep. I tell you, doomed. And then the rest of the game, and Sam Darnold did the bare minimum.
Same Darnold, as Skip called him.
He just does the bare minimum in a good way. But their defense was like, Brock Purdy, you were picked last for a reason, and we're showing everyone why. But
y'all need a new quarterback.
If I had my druthers, I wouldn't have paid him in the first place.
I mean, it was one of them. It was one of them things. It was like he did so much for y'all on that bum ass contract. So it's like one of them things. Like
that's business. That's society. That's the way the world works. You ain't different, kid.
David, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. But it was one of them things. It was like a courtesy contract. Like you brought us to the Super Bowl on $30 an hour. It go your appreciation token for it, but it ended up he got the contract, then it was like, all right, he definitely shouldn't have got the contract. But you got to respect your franchise for honoring that man for what he did for y'all on that contract.
I would have agreed with it if everyone else hadn't already been paid, because now whatever new guys you have that you have to pay, you won't be able to afford them, because they made the mistake of, I said this yesterday, that they gave Ayuk an extension, even though I think both sides knew this deal isn't going to work out. Ayuk kind of said he really didn't want to be there. He already had, even though he had a really good season the year they lost to the Chiefs, but the whole point was he'd always kind of been in and out of Kyle Shanahan's doghouse. He kind of hinted that since the contract talks took too long and he was potentially going to be traded, that it wouldn't be the end of the world if he ended up being traded. But then he wrecks his knee, has to sit out all last year, and then once the start of this year, it seems like he's not going to be ready to play. And then when he is ready to play, he won't want to play. And then the team's like, well, that means we can then void the rest of your contract and then make you a free agent. Like, there's this whole thing with that. But then they paid McCaffrey. They let Debo go because they weren't going to pay him, especially at his age and his wear and tear, which I understand. But like I said, if you're going to pay Brock $55 million, my thing is you just can't pay him $55 million, because the NFL allows the other teams to dictate the market when teams should be smart. Yeah. Like, you're really more of a $30 million quarterback. We'll give you a 35.
But definitely pay him, but just not that much. I think y'all should just pay him 20.
Because here's what happened: Miami overpays Tua. Tua didn't win a fucking playoff game. Why are you paying him so much? They overpay, and I mean this is like they overpaid Trevor Lawrence, a guy who hasn't done as much. They overpaid Jalen Hurts, who sure he won the Super Bowl, but he's not the sole reason they won the Super Bowl. It was the whole team. They overpaid Dak Prescott. I'm not saying to be an asshole, but Dak Prescott shouldn't be making as much as he's making for as little as he's given the team back. Mm-hmm. And that's my thing, is like there are really 4 guys that should be paid that amount of money at quarterback: Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. And I was going to say Joe Burrow, but it seems at this point with his injury history,
it's over.
No. But when he's on the field, he's worth it. But once he's on the field is the issue. But
he's been out of the playoff longer than more time than he's been in the playoffs.
But it did help that for the first 4 years, he had 2 seasons in which he lost in the AFC title game or he lost in the Super Bowl. That really helped boost his resume of like the first 4 years he either didn't make the playoffs because he was injured, or made the playoffs and went to the most 2 important games. But guys like Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, all that should not be getting. Jared Goff should not be getting paid as much as they're getting paid for.
Justin Herbert is so fucking overrated.
Yeah, I think he has if he was on the Eagles, they would be a better team.
Oh, you cut your camera off, man.
Well, because Banks has to be a Chargers fan now. Has to be a Chargers fan now.
Go ahead,
I mean, you should have stayed a Cowboys fan.
No, hell fucking no. I can't do that no more. I did that for 29 years. No.
I mean, being a Chargers fan, no better.
It's home. That's all. I was like, I get to be close to home with the team.
That's all.
That's it. Again, we just sell merch. That's about it. It's the Clippers of LA or the Clippers of the NFL. That's all it really is.
But to my point is because quarterbacks today need a good O-line, which to Justin Herbert's point, he doesn't have. Or they need stacked weapons like what Jalen Hurts has, like what Joe Burrow has with Chase, T. Higgins, and kind of what the Niners are having with Kittle, McCaffrey, Ayuk. Obviously, I'm not going to ever blame Ricky Pearsall for getting shot. That's life in the Bay Area. But this year he got bad injuries. So, but they were going to depend on him. But the point is, that's why Josh Allen kind of struggled this year. He doesn't really have a top target like he used to. And obviously, Keon Coleman is what they thought was going to turn into that. And that's not the case. And then you see why Caleb Williams, who I know I've been Mr. Caleb Williams the last couple of weeks, but hey, he's proven it. It's his second year. His team's in the playoffs, and he's playing like a guy who will probably be a top 5 quarterback at this rate if it keeps going this way. So we'll see. But at this point, yeah, it's just. I think you're right to say that you kind of have to pay him for the loyalty part of it because you don't want because then that also affects teams too. Like, oh, they don't want to look after guys after all they've done for them. Like you said, he was getting paid $30 to take them to the playoffs, take them to the Super Bowl, and then once it's time to pay up, no, we're good. But I also, like I said, like in a real businessman would say, well, the season that you just had, you weren't that good, and it proves because a lot of the guys got injured. Well, let's meet in the middle instead of just overpay because the market says you have to overpay. But and that's also why, and this is probably what we're going to end on, why baseball is going to be in the shitter, is because you can afford to overpay guys because at the end of the day, you're not going to really pay them.
Yeah.
You do all this money structuring to where you front load or the contracts to where the end of the contract, which the guy won't be on the team at that point is. It's all funny money. It's all monopoly.
Your boy went on a Linsanity run. He got lucky.
At least though, he really did because again, the religious aspect of Jeremy Lin and all that too. But still,
here you go.
All right. I'll tone it down.
Look, and I get what you mean, but when you kept calling him that Bible thumper, I said, all right, relax. I get
it.
And then he wants to be all with it after, like, where is that in the Bible, huh? Where is thou not, mock thy enemy and all that shit?
Yeah, you're not supposed to have fun according to the Bible.
You shouldn't. That's what it tells y'all. Y'all no fun. Anyway, but
yeah, we're about to go to the deep end.
Baseball, I'm not gonna look forward to this season at this point because it's over.
They're gonna three-peat. It's not fair. They're gonna three-peat. And the thing is, the news came out. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, the news came out last month. It was a rumor that he was gonna sign. Kyle, I was like, dog, he gonna sign. They was like, oh, he thinking about it. No, it's done. Why would I not sign? I don't know. What was the figures again? Was it like 5 years?
No, it's I think only 3, but it seems like after any year he can dip. I think is what it is. But the
they just need it for one season then.
But like I said, the contract is so front loaded with the money. So it seems like he's going to get paid a lot for his first 2 years if he wants to stay, and in those last 2 years if he doesn't want to. He already got
like 125, something like that.
I think for the first 2 years or for the first 3 years that would potentially be something like that. But the point is that's how they're going to work these contracts to build a super team, which is we're going to pay you so much up front because we can afford to that the deals aren't evenly distributed like the way it is. I think the NBA has done it reverse where they're paying you more towards the end of the contract for the long-term deals. Like that's why the Celtics, like Banks has been saying, are going to be in trouble with the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown part is because since they signed those years in back-to-back those contracts in back-to-back seasons, they'll each be making, I think, like 55 and then 60 million towards the end of their last 3 years, something like that. And then you got to field, the other 10 spots on the team.
Yeah. And then Clayton retiring, so they ain't got to worry about his money. Mookie on his, last year or two of his contract. But they don't. It's like, all right, if we three,
because he's obviously not regressing, so they're going to pay him to stay.
So when they three, it's just a play. Like I said before, we get up out of here, it's just a play because you got the Olympics being in LA this year, so that's about to bring a tremendous amount of money. The Dodgers have brought in a lot of money, and then when they three-peat, because it's going to happen because it's all politics and monopoly, that's going to bring in a ton of money. The Lakers is like shit at this point, number 3. Because LA don't make any money. The structure of what they making money from really right now, besides SpaceX, is fucking sports. And if the Rams win a Super Bowl, there you go. So they just betting on all these teams to win in LA because it brings in a ton of money. But when you got the Olympics coming to a major city in America, you good. And that's why they trying to get rid of all the homeless people and make them into McDonald's hamburgers. Anyhow, thank y'all for being here.
No, I mean, Are you actually gonna try to go back for the Olympics?
For fucking, you know what the Olympics? I had to deal with the Olympics for 30 some years. You know what the Olympics was? Hey, why you got that hat on, homie? That's my Olympics. Try not to get shot in the hood, like trying to get some coochie. That's my Olympics. Get away from the crackheads. Hey, don't answer the door at 1 a.m. because he ain't got no money, so he can't buy no dope from us. Yeah, those are my Olympic sports in LA.
And
so
plus,
long story short,
the
no.
rings on those hats. Why is red in that? Red in that cut? Huh? What you doing there?
Run away from the 200 Mexicans because they can't fight by themselves.
Whoa there. Whoa. You got against the Mexicans, huh?
I got another joke, but I can't even say it here. I got a new Olympic sport.
No, but as we're about to wrap up, Amp, is there anything you're looking forward to in the new year? Since the New Year's, because I saw you like, is it technically the new year after Larry David said you have to stop after what day? The third day.
Hey man, we're gonna get Banks versus Davis. This is the goal for 2026. Banks versus Davis. 10,000 followers on YouTube. We're gonna make that happen this year.
Hey, anything is possible, brother.
We're gonna make that happen. Don't whoa. We're gonna make it happen.
Oh, should I woo instead?
Anything is possible, brother. Hey, this is
10K.
10K follower. Why not?
Hey, this
anything is possible.
Shout out to
you up here cheesing, but it's possible.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. You grinning. We gonna make it happen.
Nah, because you did tell Banks you gotta start doing that manifestation, because everything he says on the pod, whether it's with you, me, Dot, or Eve, does happen within an hour or two. In terms of, but like I said, he never does the "I wish beautiful big naked titty women would fall out the sky," and he never tries anything like that to see if it actually works.
I mean, it was happening when we was in Atlanta. No, we said too much, man.
That's Atlanta. Is that supposed to be the? I loved because I've been giving him shit that Joe had to tell y'all to get excited about the women coming. I said that's the funniest shit I've ever heard. Y'all better be excited when these women come. I'm like, because I said like, because when Joe
that was funny. That was funny because we were legit in the kitchen and he was giving us a Ray Lewis speech. He was like, y'all better get hyped up,
raising his voice.
I wish I was there. Like I could actually see if like I don't want y'all doing none of that silent shit. Y'all better be happy as fuck. You better be joyous. I'm like, he turns into ravishing Rick Rude when he's around women. That episode he did. But
he go Ultimate Warrior with the promos
that y'all just talked to. Was that her name? The
Which
Vagina
one?
Whisperer,
or that was a couple episodes ago. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like I said, when women are on the pod, he turns into, I'm just so happy. He turns into the smoothest guy ever. Like I said, it's Rick Rude with sweat hogs.
Hey man, that's how you gotta do it.
Me tonight.
You see, y'all turn to Def Comedy Jam.
No, but yeah, 10,000. Yeah. Hey,
Kevin
Garnett said anything is possible. So,
it is, motherfucker. Look where we come from to where we at now. Anything is fucking possible.
Yeah, you got some people, man. They record every week and they got 110 subs every week. Man, I don't know how they do that shit.
This coming week, but the way we've been going, we've been doing kind of a heavy sports show and then a heavy movie entertainment show. So we've been trying to, because we haven't. This is the longest episode we've done in a long time. That's because you joined halfway through, and that we didn't want to just wrap up as you just.
Yeah, I was gonna come through like next week, but then Banks said pull through, so I said I might if I'm free, I'll pull up next week again. If that's okay with y'all.
Oh, like I said at the start of the show, because I wasn't trying to answer. I guess I was saying like there are certain people, you, Joe, Eve, Cody, and I had said Dot, but Dot never wants to go on a pod that doesn't have a paywall behind it. You'll have the lifetime. Van and X for sure. Them two have the lifetime pass to show up whenever, wherever.
Keeks got to come back onto the episode.
No, I've already said we can't do shows. That was one of the first things that we can't do shows together because we're not gonna have a fight on air that's going to turn into a fight for real. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that for y'all entertainment and for
that
my
award episode of AEW. When y'all got into it, I gotta find that episode, bro. I was running out the screen like Chad Johnson. I was laughing.
But that's my point, because I'm not having a fight off air to have a fight on air and carry it over. I'm not doing none of that. Nope. You ain't getting that from me.
Yeah, certain things you ain't need to do. It ain't for the love of the game. But hey, 10,000 followers by December 31st, book it. But hey, this out the mud. I'm hungry as a motherfucker. The game about to come on. I'm gonna say this. We gonna do predictions real quick. I got the Texans. I got the Texans beating the Patriots.
The reason I only picked the Chargers last week is I just don't think this Patriots team is for real, because it's year one. Sure, Drake May has MVP type numbers, but like they kept saying, he had the easiest schedule to face all year. And they struggled against the Chargers the whole fucking game until they threw the first and only touchdown, and that was it. So, but also the Texans, CJ Stroud played like the biggest idiot on earth by letting the ball hit him in the hands, hit him in the chest, and not hold on to it. So it's like, but then he throws, I said on this one, he throws rockets as soon as he's able to hold on to the ball. So I don't know. The Texans might be their own worst enemy. And I agree, Chloe, that I don't trust the Pats. My whole thing is, like I've been saying, I think it's the AFC side, it's open season. So at this point, it's either going to be Denver, but obviously not with Bo Nix out, because they said Jarrett Stidham's the starter. And there's no fucking way they're going to say, hey, Phil Rivers, you did a good enough job over there. Why don't you come over
back
here?
Do the AFC Championship.
Yeah, it's a double-sided sword for me, because of course Texans is like divisional rival, so I don't want to see them do any good. And then also Eric, shout out to Eric. Eric is a Patriots fan, and I don't like to see him happy also. So I don't want to hear.
Don't try to figure out Eric.
I haven't been impressed, because everything I hear, I'm like, it doesn't.
At this point, he might be a fictional character. He might be a product of our illusion. And I've kicked it with the man several times.
Yeah, I don't want to hear him gloat about the damn Patriots, because it's been quiet, because the Patriots have been asked the last several years. So it's like he's been quiet, but now they seem to be back.
People expect.
Yeah, they seem to be back. So I don't want to hear his mouth.
They coach still with that young girl. They former coach.
Who?
Yeah, Bill
Bill's still with that young girl.
He not leaving. It's too fire.
Yeah, I could tell. Because he like, shit, I lost. I ain't lose. Y'all lost.
See, and that's another one, Banks, where I'm like, I look at him like, no, not my tempo.
No, but that caddy girl, yeah, I'm about to go to that TikTok as soon as we get done.
And then Bears, Rams. I'm legit. I'm on the Bears. I believe in the Bears. I know y'all are Chicagoans and all that, but
no, we not. It's just because Bears fans, they've been treating the season like they won the Super Bowl, and they've
been rooting for a dog shit franchise. Imagine rooting for quarterbacks like Rex Grossman, Kyle Orton, Jay Cutler.
I told you what's Jay Cutler problem. He got the sugars.
I don't give a fuck. Jay Cutler, Mitch Trubisky. Again, should I keep Mike Glennon, Nick Foles? Like, these were the Bears quarterbacks. Imagine rooting for guys like them.
Hey man, I don't hate the Bears. I just, certain Bears fans, they just talk too much, but I don't hate the Bears. I don't want beat out to use that escape rope. And then like I said, most of the RAOP fan base is Chicago based, so I'm never gonna shit on the Bears.
You gotta root for Chicago. That's your second. No pun not intended.
I ain't gotta do shit.
No, we love Chicago. I got ties because. No, go ahead. My fault.
Oh, yeah, you Chicagopedia. I ain't gonna tell Banks business, but yeah, when I was in Chicago, that man Banks, he was like, I posted a picture. He was like, oh, that's so and so. That's so and so.
The Banks
it was actually scary.
Cities instead of 1,000 holes doesn't make sense.
F thought I was trying to line him up. He was like, "How you know I'm there right now?" I'm like, "Oh, I know that place."
Because like I said, Don Neef a couple weeks ago, I said, "You're an informer. You're a rat. You're a cop."
Or I might be Matthew Bourne.
I just showed a picture of a Christmas tree. He was like, what you call it? I was like, bro, what the fuck?
So I think it'll be the Bears and
Texans.
Nah, it's gonna be the Bears and the Pats. I
Ugh.
like D'Amico Ryans as a coach. He was great as the Niners defensive coordinator. I think he's done a good job in Houston. But the CJ Stroud thing also links back to the Ohio State quarterbacks. They've never succeeded in the NFL. And he just lost Nico Collins too. So I think it's gonna be the
And you got Bears in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Ben Johnson first year.
Ben Johnson is that guy.
I ain't down you. I ain't down you. I'm just asking.
I said this too about the Rams last week. The Rams let Carolina hang in way too long. Bryce Young is not that good to hang in there against the Rams defense.
Yeah, I was sick we didn't get Ben Johnson because we wouldn't get rid of that damn GM. We almost missed Liam because we wouldn't get rid of that GM. What's his name?
Crop. Yeah, it seems like 1.5 compared to the ones for this year. Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't get rid of Press Taylor for whatever reason, and then Ben was like, "I'm definitely not signing y'all. Y'all want to get rid of Press." And then Liam was like, "I'm not signing to the Jags because y'all still got Press Taylor there." And then we were like, "All right, we're gonna fire Press Taylor." And then Liam like, "Okay, I'll sign."
Yeah, well, and this is my point, as I've been saying, when you look at the Bears last season, Matt Eberflus literally was tanking his team with his play calling and decision making. Like I keep bringing up, they lost that Thanksgiving game because he would not call the timeout that he had. It's the last 30 seconds of the game. You can call the timeout, and he just let them run the plays with no. And I don't even know why Caleb Williams didn't do the thing of like override the coach and call the timeout himself. I get because you're a rookie and you don't want to do that, but come on, you can win the game if you just call the timeout right now. Yeah. So, and Ben Johnson having that energy of like fuck Matt LaFleur, fuck him twice, fuck him 3 times. Like, to have that energy as a coach, and Caleb Williams saying like, I don't think he even likes me when the season was starting. I'm like, that's a guy who's got to be wired to be a killer, and that's what we need as coaches. Because like, I love Kyle Shanahan, but Kyle Shanahan's not wired to be a killer like that.
Yeah,
and most coaches aren't. Like, I think the way you see Liam, he kind of had that energy with the way him and Robert Salah almost had at the end of that Jags-Niners game at the end of this year. For like whatever they had some beef with Robert Salah. I think it said something like we could handle their offense with our defense or something like that. But Liam Cohen didn't back down. Robert Salah is a big fucking guy, so yeah, it seemed like those were the 2 candidates to get were Cohen and Johnson. But yeah, I think it's gonna be Bears, Pats, and I think the Bears would win in that matchup.
Oh Lord, bro! If the Bears win the Super Bowl,
we ain't never get another pod.
Even though these stats never work, but the way that the Bears again play so dog shit in the first half and so great in the second half, I don't think they play possum and lull them to sleep on purpose, but it keeps working out for them because when the second half starts and the other team has the lead, you get tired and you start panicking. And like I said, that's why Green Bay lost both those games against them. That came down to the last 2 drives. So if it happens today against the Rams, even though McVay's obviously a better coach than LaFleur, but still Matt Stafford at the end of the day is old. He's an old guy.
Yeah. Hey, if y'all see if Bears win the Super Bowl, y'all not gonna stop seeing Freddie get his bald ass head.
A couple podcasts,
the Bears would win while simultaneously trying to leave Chicago at the same time, which would be crazy because they have that whole stadium issue that they're trying to figure out, where they don't want to pay for the new stadium, and because they also don't want to upgrade Soldier Field or something like that. So that would be crazy with the Bears and all this stadium turmoil if they were to finally win. And I guess the city would be like we can't afford you to let you go now, so we'll pay for it.
Yeah, they're trying to go to Indiana, right?
Yeah, that was I think the latest report that I saw of Van tweet, which was like, huh? So you'll be the Chicago Bears based in Indiana? Because they definitely wouldn't change the name to the Indiana Bears with the way that
the Giants in New Jersey. So
yeah, exactly. That's my point. Is like just because the stadium's housed there. But that's what they were trying to do with the fucking Wizards this past offseason, right? Trying to move them to Virginia, but still have them be based as the
Right.
Washington
The
Wizards.
motherfuckers play like a Virginia team, and I don't even know what that means, but take them out there. Take them out to the woodshed.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't they trying to move to like the Sixers to like somewhere like out of Philly?
Baltimore?
I can't remember.
You sure?
I mean, in 2027, the Jaguars were going to be in Orlando for a year, so
trash ass Camping World Stadium.
I won't go to. I won't be at any of those games.
Yeah, that whole thing. I think it's my point is we also don't need stadiums that big or basketball arenas that big, especially if you know like your team's last 5 years of capacity and attendance. Like, why are you trying to build an extra 10,000 seats when you know you've barely got it 80% filled because you've been bad for so long? That's the thing. I mean, the only stadiums that have really kind of made sense to be that big are the big college schools, just because it's more about the students going to games than the actual fans. So
our situation, the Jaguars, I think they're actually downgrading the seats, and they're just giving us they're putting a top on it, like a retractable top. So we don't have to be out in the elements. Well, which I think most teams are going to convert to that because like nobody don't want to sit in the fucking snow watching a football game.
Ago with Earl, I think I don't, because at this point, I mean, it wouldn't be called arena football, but basically it would every team would just be an arena football team. Because to me, some of the magic of football is the elements, and I don't overrate the like, oh, I love seeing the snow games, but like. Teams play in the snow, teams play in the rain. Like it happens. Teams play in the heat too. Again, they always say those early September games in Tampa, Miami, and Jacksonville are hard for some teams because it gets so hot.
Yeah. One of the main things that we have down here that's besides the Jaguar games, we had the monster truck rally here in Jacksonville. And like every year when they do the monster truck rally, it pours down raining every year. It's like for the last 30 years, it poured down rain every day. And them rednecks like to be in the pouring down rain watching monster truck. They love that shit. I was about
to say,
and I can't.
The last monster truck thing I went to, it rained, and when it was in San Francisco, funny enough, when it was
they love that shit. Them rednecks gonna hate being at the monster truck rally, and they got a damn top over them. They're not gonna like that.
Yeah. Yes, Banks. I've been to monster truck shows and Moto X shows.
I have as well. That shit fun as hell. Shouts out to Grave Digger.
Maximum destruction.
Yeah, we used to go every year because my which is ironic. My dad's best friend name is Amp. He used to work he worked at the Jaguar Stadium. And he used to get us in every year for free, so we used to just go every year. Even though that wasn't really my cup of tea, but it was cool just being out there. And they used to pour down. Yeah, it's cool as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like monster trucks and motocross. It's like a 5 to 9 year old thing. Of like, oh, it's cool seeing these giant trucks crush these small cars.
Yeah.
But we're about to wrap up. Amp, thanks for stopping by. Y'all already know RAOP.
Yep.
YouTube, Twitch. Obviously, y'all been going crazy on Twitch with the live streams. I know you're going to get back to it like you've said. Because y'all go daily, whether it's you, Joe, or both of y'all.
Yeah.
Patreon, obviously, with tangents. Banks on the bonus episodes. Those are always great.
Yeah, him and B-Dot recorded the tangents, but I wasn't there, so I gotta listen to it. I gotta listen to it before it comes out, y'all.
Let me swing by if y'all want. And they said next time. I'm like, okay, but Banks said like, Amp's not even there. I'm like, he's like, it's just gonna be me and Dot Old School. I'm like, oh shit, that's definitely gonna be one not to miss. Then if that's the case,
because so that's coming out.
They do the Ric Flair, Rick Steamboat matches, chop, 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 chop. But also Banks on Black Announce Tables Patreon with Wiretap. The last ones you've done with them have been great. Like I said, the highly racing Hellcat, but then the white boy music at the end of the episode was hilarious. Make sure, like I said, you're supporting Black Announce Tables Patreon and their YouTube channel, all they got going on over there. Banks versus Davis will be back again in a few days for the episode we originally planned, the 2026 movie preview. We've been looking forward to. I know y'all been looking forward to, especially Rome. So we appreciate that. Again, YouTube, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that. We're on our way to 500, but like Amp said, it's gonna jump from 500 to 10,000 in a matter of
10,000 for you.
We're going 10,000.
Hotline 3.
You could do anything if Magic made it. Hey, by the way, too, Chloe Hotline 3 movie on the way. I've listened to a couple of the songs too, so hey, that's about to come out.
Yeah, look out for that.
And Banks had said something about trying to get Chloe on the show. If Chloe wants to, she can join us. That'd be a good episode.
Yeah, we can talk about Barney because she only 18. Ain't gonna know nothing we talking about. That's from the year 2010.
Speaking of, real quick before we leave, I added another topic. Do we just talk about real quick? Are they still doing that Barney horror movie?
Well, first of all, you mean like how they do those Winnie the Pooh and Steamboat Willie ones?
It was one.
They're talking about how to have Daniel Kaluuya in it.
Daniel Kaluuya was gonna, for whatever reason, make a Barney movie, but I never heard it be a horror version.
I thought it was a horror movie.
But also, like, there hasn't been much advancement and development on it because of what's going on in his personal life, which everyone's like, it seems like he's in a cult, or at least being manipulated by whoever his girlfriend is.
You gotta let me know off air what that's about, because I ain't heard about that.
Well, everyone's just like, this guy
being extorted.
Wins an Oscar for Judas and the Black Messiah, and then he's the star of Nope, and hasn't done a single thing since. The only thing he did was he co-directed this movie for Netflix, and he hasn't done anything since. Yeah,
you gotta let me know. I'm not privy to that.
But he was supposed to start making this. Well, it was announced after, because I think Barney is Mattel. It was after the Barbie movie did so well that they announced he'd be making a Barney movie. So yeah, but I have no idea. I had no idea it was supposed to be horror or not. But like, I was thinking it was going to be. I thought you were saying there was going to be another one, like how, like I said, we got those Winnie the Pooh ones, those Steamboat Willie ones, because those are the public domain rights now, is that anyone can make those characters do whatever, which is still crazy as fuck.
No, it's all the races they did, so you just put that shit out. Disney not doing nothing with it. They're gonna make Lilo and Stitch too.
Yeah, they're just gonna remake everything animated that made money the first time, make even more money now.
All right. Well, Nadama Kasuka played Barney, so.
Yeah.
I can't believe you even said that name. That's a funny ass name to say.
I hope he don't hear this shit. I'm out.
Who said Donkey Kong Seuss one time? But then someone tried to say that to mock him. No, someone tried to say that to mock him. Like, someone was like, "What's his ass? What's his name? Donkey Kong Seuss." Someone was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!"
Hey, get us out the mud. Get us out of here, Zell. Get us out the mud.